It's be so difficult to get that finish.
Yep. It doesn't help. Yep. Oh my God! And Dookie from behind. Oh Jesus Christ! He just saved his team.
Yeah, look at this. I told you to go to that. Told you to go to that island.
10 HP. All they do is play for placement, and for once, it looks like it is worked.
Now here comes the fourth member for Seed Gaming. Well, she's all by her lonesome.
She can't even jump in. Hala's coming in on the back as well, but I don't think Hala has any opportunity to come on in. Peep goes down though. Another one down. U-turn's down now. Payne is still up. Is gonna be coming in soon. And she goes right outside. Payne will go down as well. Gold is the last one up. He's right across the corner. Oh my God, she's about to get a wipe going, man. And here comes Mia, and here comes Hala. 3 down for Forsaken Gaming red team. And gold goes out to Hala's shot. What a play, Kobe.
I see 0 clips taken so far. That's a little bit upsetting. Has there been no cool action, guys? Come on. We need some clips so we can play them at the beginning of the stream next week.
It's be so difficult to get that finish.
Yep, it doesn't help. Yep. Oh my god, and Dookie from behind. Oh, Jesus Christ, he just saved his team.
Yeah, they just took out.
This zone.
Look at this. I told you to go to that head. I told you to go to that island.
10 HP. All they do is play for placement, and for once, it looks like it has worked.
And now here comes now comes the fourth member for Seek Gaming while she's all by her lonesome.
She can't even jump in. Hala's coming in on the back as well, but I don't think Hala has any opportunity to come on in. Peep goes down though. Another one down. U-turns down now. Pain is still up. Is gonna be coming in soon. And she goes right outside. Pain will go down as well. Gold is the last one up. He's right across the corner. Oh my god, she's about to get a wipe going, man. And here comes Mia, and here comes Hala. 3 down for Forsaken Gaming red team. And gold goes out to Hala's shot. What a play, Kopiu.
I see 0 clips taken so far. That's a little bit upsetting. Has there been no cool action, guys? Come on. We need some clips so we can play them at the beginning of the stream next week. Hey, yo, what's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, all y'all out there in the Twitch chat land? It's Nick. We're getting ready to kick off here. I don't know why we're not on Spawn Island yet. Hoping everyone got the update. Everyone's games is running as smooth as we could hope, and everyone has the maps downloaded. I suppose we will see. As we're waiting to pop into that, I want to catch a quick recap of Monday night. I was looking at this. This is the first time I've seen this. It may not be the first time it's happened, but it's the first time it happened on a Monday where I was looking at it on Wednesday for the stream. But we had a tie for Fragger of the Night on Monday. BBC from Men of 4 had 13 kills, and J7 from Sweats also had 13 kills. So I'm assuming they're both going to be receiving the Claw Socks for that award. So that's pretty cool. Also wanted to take a look at the final results from Monday night. It looks like Sweats did eke out the first place win over Men of 4, but Men of 4 getting second place even without a chicken dinner. And then we had SpaceX, Tequila Shots, and OUTcast Alpha rounding out the top 5. We had Thirst for Points in 6th. OUTcast Bravo holding on strong there in 7th. And then Forsaken Gaming getting passed up by Autobots, so they ended up in 9th. Oh, that's Forsaken Gaming Red. Where's actual Forsaken Gaming? Are they not on this list? Let's look at the second page. Holy cow, Forsaken Gaming 22nd place? That is this right? Pickford, is this right? Earth to Pickford. Hello.
You know, Mike, can you not hear me? Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
he's
Hello?
there. He's there. He's there.
Yes, and that's why if you look at these scores that the standings thirsty for points.
Tasty.
First place.
Tasty. You get Freudian slip there.
258, only 3 points behind them is SpaceX with 255. Forsaken Gaming in 3rd, but they are 58 points behind second place right now because of that with 197. The Tequila Shots in 4th place with 182, 15 points behind Forsaken Gaming just for fun in 5th with 154 points. But the top 2 teams are kind of running away with it, although they are staying very, very close to each other.
I would say it seemed to me, controversial or not, or whatever you want to say, but having one team come in and kind of clean up, it kind of tilts things for the overall scores quite a bit.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, and I'll kind of give you, like, I guess, why I understand both arguments is one is you have a team that is coming in here. It's pretty much all Tier 1 players coming in here to have fun. Some people say at the expense of the overall tournament. But on the other hand is that this whole Outcasts concept was built on a core group of 12 to 13 teams playing every single match, and then the other, say, 12 teams, big teams that kind of rotate and play in and out of that. And sometimes the teams are really, really good. Sometimes the teams are really, really bad. And so Sweats comes in here and does very, very well on Monday. But then you come to look at today, they show up with 1 point. So I'm sure, you know.
That's kind of par for the course for them, though. They will come in with 1 player in the first match and then end up with the rest of the players coming in after that. Although, I mean, I don't understand the rules, apparently, because I didn't think that they could even play in the match with 1 player. But
yeah,
apparently,
I mean, yes, I did see that, and I guess there was some, like, in one place there was kind of rules set up on kind of explained one way. Another section of Outcasts. You know, one was the website, one was the Discord. One kind of said they couldn't do it. One kind of said it was up to the Outcast decision. So.
Well, yeah, the web page, the web page that we've been saying go here for the information, right? Mm-hmm. It says you have to have clan tags. In the Discord where you sign up, it says if you don't have clan tags, you have to submit a roster, which apparently they submitted a roster for Monday, so that's why they were able to play. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I could see where a team, I don't know what happened Monday. I wasn't able to watch the majority of the matches, but I would imagine, let's just take, for instance, like Forsaken Gaming, if they ran into that team 1 or 2 matches and got eliminated by him. I mean, that's just got to be super frustrating for them as they're actually playing the season, trying to compete at, you know, a level where they're competitive, and then just to kind of get some people who don't even care, but they just come in and, you know, knock you out of a couple matches and you know, really hurt your overall standings. It's you know,
well, I think it was also the kind of the fact that we have, like, I mean, even tonight we have 3 out of the top 20 teams not present. So and we've had kind of that where we have teams that kind of don't play all the matches. A lot of them do, a lot more than they did in first season. All teams played all the matches, but
so are the teams that aren't here? Are they not here because they missed the cutoff for sign-in, or could
be what they either don't play. They don't like to play on Wednesdays. They play something else on Wednesdays. They didn't meet the cutoff. They just didn't sign up. Period. I mean,
well, I know that's been a thing. It's competitive to sign up.
Yeah.
Like you have to be there within minutes of sign up opening to guarantee that you're gonna have a slot. And then if not, then you're just hoping for, you know, a waitlist slot, which is just kind of luck, you know, at that
dangerous.
point.
I mean, I don't think there's a problem though, because we don't have a full lobby tonight. So
I mean, we have one empty slot.
So one of those teams that didn't make it, whether it be Quack Fu.
Yeah, but there is
11th place,
but there is a team in slot 17.
No, that's slot 5. I mean slot. I'm sorry, slot.
Slot
5,
17.
Yeah, slot 5 was completely open.
Slot 5 is supposed to be Ghost Melee Elite. Oh, maybe that got changed.
Was it? Oh, maybe they didn't make it. Maybe they just didn't make it at all.
Okay, the last time I looked at slots, and it has not been updated. Oh yeah, it has been updated since then. What the?
Oh, slot 9. I'm sorry. Who's in slot 9?
Cosmos Esports.
Okay, so Cosmos did come in. No, there's no. Are they? Because I don't have anybody. Did they already get knocked out? Because I don't have.
No.
Slot 9.
I'm saying that's who was on it before the last edit.
Oh, okay, I understand now. So if Quack Fu wanted to get in, they could have gotten in if they were on the wait list.
But maybe. I mean, if this change happened to like 1 minute before the match started, and I mean, we did start the match a couple minutes late, and that may have been why. But it's like, you know, I don't even know how that works, right? So you're on wait list, and 30 seconds before the match is supposed to start, you get pinged, and you're supposed to get your whole entire team in there, like logged in. I think it is. I think it is.
I don't think it's 30 seconds. I think it's like, I mean, it's pretty short. It's like 5 minutes to kind of give you like a heads up, like, hey, you get your team together.
Well, okay, that's what it's supposed to be. But let's be real here. I don't know that that's.
I can only speak for what I've seen. I know that I have seen that, at least for Misfire teams, it has been about like 5 minutes.
I mean, technically, if you look at
minutes, if you say yes, we're getting your team together, give us a couple minutes so we can get them. Then we've got a couple minutes.
And that's what I'm saying. We did start a couple minutes late, so like I don't understand why this slot would be empty when, I mean, slot 17 was empty before, and that one got filled by SpaceX Red, who apparently was on the wait list. So. Anyway, what I was just going to say is technically if you go by the time as everything is posted, they should have 10 minutes to get in, because it says that if it's the slot's empty at 9:55, it gets open to waitlist, and start time's not till 5 after.
I would say that it looks like Quack Fu was, since Cosmos did get in, or did have an opportunity to get in, and that Quack Fu was the next team up. And then, but Ghost Melee Elite made it in too, because these are all the ones. Because SpaceX, a lot of teams get in, because when you sign up, it's not like it's first come first serve at 9:30. So I know a lot of these teams got in, like the SpaceX Team Red got in on the wait list, and some of the other teams. If we look at the wait list, Wednesday's wait list.
I guess there's a question. If you're looking at the wait list, these teams you're talking about that are in the top 20 that aren't here, were they on the wait list?
Okay, so here's what it goes. Cosmos, okay, so right when it opened up, there were 3 spots. Cosmos, the Embassy, and SpaceX Red. Then at 9:45, Brownie said 1 spot left and nobody answered.
We're going to have a talk with the boys from Cosmos. What are they? They're probably sweating in a classic right now.
Well, because they responded at 9:35,
But then they didn't get in the match. But then they didn't get in. Like what?
Yeah. Yep.
Explain yourself.
And then none of the teams then responded after that with the from 9:35, and then Brownie pinged again at 9:45, and nobody responded to that.
Now, see, technically, by the rules, right? A team that has one player in the slot at 5 till, that player should get booted, and that slot should get given to a weight team slot.
Yeah, but this never happened though. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe because there wasn't people answering the wait list pings,
that could
then I mean, I guess whatever.
But you are, because some people like show up like pretty much like, you know, if you look at if you look at OUTcast Alpha, because obviously they're not going to start until everyone OUTcast Alpha shows up at like 9:04 or 10:04. It all just it all at once. You all just jump in there, probably from a team meeting, whatever, and they get started right from there.
Well, they're probably all like scrambling, trying to get waitlist people pinged and like get codes to people, reset roles, and do all that other administrative things that have to happen, you know, in order to get the thing rolling off the ground.
And speaking of the matches, so we've had 314 players so far play in these scrims, over 36 total teams that have showed up. 252 of those players have got a kill. Obviously, that gives you what is it? That's 62 have not got a kill. There have been, out of those 314 players, only 5 people have played every single match so far this season. And that's Daddy Godu, Peep, Trick, Bliss, and Goldie. Bliss and Goldie, obviously, from 10 HP.
Yeah, so that goes back to what I was saying before. If you have players like that that are like dedicated and showing up all the time, and then you just have people who come in because they want to have fun, like, bro, you have your own scrims of your own peers to go play to have fun. Like,
well, I think that's kind of like, but that's kind of like how, like, I mean, how these scrims have always been, is that those random teams just throwing up out of nowhere. That's what keeps us at a tier 3 instead of a tier 2, because it's not no invited, because otherwise it'd be all invited teams.
You're missing the point.
No, I think you are. I think the point is by that level of insecurity and not knowing is what sets, I think, this OUTcast games apart. Not knowing who's going to show up from one scrim to the next puts a wrench in it that you don't see in any other scrim.
That's fine. It's still questionable to have different rules posted different places.
That I agree with you 100%.
Right?
That is I think,
regardless of
you have,
your perspective
when you
on that,
so
which isn't wrong, right? The point is that you have players who are committed to playing these.
Yes.
And then you have like one team randomly show up one night and like completely upset like the leaderboard as it was. Now I get it. That's part of the character of this event, but it's still like, if I were a player on a team that got wiped out by that squad on Monday, like, I would be pretty salty about it.
I think that also the better argument is that when you have so many variable options of teams that can come in here, you've got to have some sort of uniformity that everyone's going to meet the same standard, which is like, you know, have a tag or something like that. And I think that is a very good argument that, you know, that you can't have two rules be even remotely not clear, because when they're not clear, it allows things like this to happen. Like, I don't have to agree with a rule, but if it's spelled out and that's the rules, that's the rules. I don't have to agree with it. But when it's kind of spelled out 2 different ways, 2 different locations, then it just breeds.
Well, right, yeah.
Like, you know, an argument, and so that would be the thing. And then I do like the idea of like having tags. I mean, it kind of like leads to at least some sort of uniformity on the team, where it's not just a group of random people thrown together,
Well,
You know,
because
it might
that's
be a
the
random
thing.
team.
What's to stop this now from like 4
Yeah.
random tier 1 players just showing up whenever they want with like whatever
That was the threat. Was
mismatched.
Sixers was supposed to do that.
Like
when
you
it
literally
never
could
happened.
just make like your like all-star team basically of tier 1 players, and like like as much as you say like that's part of the spirit of like this event, I don't think that is right to be like, oh well, we're just gonna go get like Sixless, Nico, like Beach Banana, and like I don't know, name 4 Carnage, and like come in and like womp on players that like you kind of.
It's funny you should say that because I'm sure that hasn't happened after when this season came out, and obviously the prize pool was so much greater. I figured there'd be some, even if they weren't like top of the line tier 1 players, but just like tier 1 players, maybe that were like frees, would just come in and say, okay, we're just gonna come in here Monday, Wednesday, Friday and smoke the crap out of everybody and win all the prizes.
Right.
I was really surprised that didn't happen.
Now, if there was a team that did that and they were here every event, or at least the majority of the events, like that's whatever. I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with that, but to have a team that doesn't play a single event until over halfway through the season, right? And then just be like, oh, we're just going to come in and crap all over this lobby of these like doo-doo players, because that's the attitude, right, of the team.
Yeah.
So that I guess that's what gets me more than the.
What I like better is that when the tier 1 players come in and then they aren't successful.
Yeah.
And it's because the tier 3 players are so bad that they can't fight against them because
they're so bad they beat us.
They're so bad that we can't even like deal with these guys. And it looks like this is the first time this new stepper rifle. Blaze got it from on Team 4.
Yeah, it's basically a Kar 98, but it doesn't. It has a faster bullet velocity. It's like a Kar 98, but with the bullet velocity of. I don't know for sure like an M24, but it doesn't have as much drop because the bullet is traveling faster.
So what was the point of bringing just to have another bolt action rifle?
They got to have something else that they can sell you skins for.
Touche. Well.
Excuse me.
Can it have an extended mag? Is that what makes it like?
No.
Can it have no?
Just
5 is.
Yeah, it's a top load. It's a top load rifle, just like the Kar 98. So I mean, it can take the same.
I always wonder why would they have like this like the like why is there a SCAR in the M4? Why is there now like the same weapon twice? But I mean, I'm not an expert enough on weapons. Little weapons I do know. I just don't understand why they have the same weapon twice in the same maps. But like I can see it having a G36 and an M4. Those weapons are like kind of are operating different. But like like this weapon, this new one, and the Kar 98, I just don't see the real big difference.
There's not a whole lot. It's just that the bullet velocity. Looks like Forsaken Gaming just got taken out by OUTcast Alpha now. So
really,
what's going on in Forsaken Gaming camp? They had such a good first half of the season.
And then SpaceX Bravo or SpaceX Reds out, BTE, State of New Hampshire, and Man of 4 Bravo. So the pretty good teams are getting knocked out early. And what that's going to do is it's leaving a lot of room in this circle. It seems like for this being the second going into the third circle, there's a lot of room, especially in Pachinki and Rousehock, School, Watertown, in that area. Lots of room. Although, some of the teams, like if you see like some of these teams are kind of spread out, I don't like being this far spread out. This fire, Ligma's out there, or Blade is caught on an island by himself.
Yeah, he's knocked. Mia's trying to get an angle on him. But
with Jake being that far away from Autobot stuff, I don't like. I'm not ever a big fan of distance. Like you see the embassy up there, way spread out on the west coast. I just never been a big fan of it.
I guess you got to be able to hold your own. Ligma's coming to try to, and he does get the knock. She's getting a little bit risky there, I think, trying to get the finish on Blade.
Well, he's got to hurry, though. Blade is super low.
He'll be okay.
Hit him. Well, there you go. So
nothing like waiting to the last second.
You heard. I mean, I'm not joking. Last night, it took me probably 6 hours of trying to download this update, and then just one of my teammates, Dabs, was like, Well, you have more than one device. Why keep trying on your iPad? Just try it on your phone.
Yeah, well, Brownie was having the same issue on his iPad,
Yeah.
and I asked him because he put it on Twitter, and I said, "Did you try it on your phone?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, I don't know." That's like, but like the way that you got it to work though is it's just because once it played the video once, then like you could go back to your iPad and it just logged you in without playing the video again. Yeah,
and
that's
it
weird.
was so common sense. I really sat there for 6 hours, like reinstalling it, uninstalling it, and I mean, because I was on the PUBG mobile Discord channel.
I hope you don't have a capped, any data limits or anything.
Oh no.
Uninstalling and reinstalling 17
Oh
times.
yeah. But there was a problem throughout the. It seemed like it was around the 2018 iPad Pro model. That's going to be the biggest problem. I don't know
Is
if
that the same iPad Brownie has?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Now I did have the game on Android crash like once or twice, but it wasn't anything. Like, Jesus. It wasn't anything related to, like the intro video. It was literally like I was in a match and the game just crashed. But you reload and it says, "Do you want to enter the match again?" And you put yeah, and you get back in it.
This match is going pretty fast. We're only in the third zone. 19 minutes in, we're already down to 16 teams. Usually, you see before, we're at like the 25-minute mark, and teams are still like going for that 1 point. But it looks like we're getting a little better. What do we have? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squads already eliminated.
Or maybe Brownie is.
And now, oh man! And look at.
Whoa, Smiley!
Wow, Smiley! Is that because they just got wiped? Is that the only one left? T from P getting knocked out early, that would be huge too, because they are the #1 team, and they have been. We had interviews with them on Monday, and going and looking at their stats. The thing with T for P is they don't win every match, like we've seen with like 187 or even SpaceX, where they go on a streak of winning. They just never have a bad scrim. They're always, first, second, third, fourth, match after match after match, never having like a bad scrim. So that it comes up being where they're at the top. Where SpaceX was first, 11th, 10th, first, 8th, first, second. So they were getting a lot of wins, but they're also getting a lot of like weird, like if you have a double-digit finishes, it's gonna be very hard to stay in first place.
Yeah, well, Smiley has his work cut out for him now. With that in mind, as he is the only one left, so.
I mean, we've
gonna have to play it carefully.
When they go into this one person and they get themselves a top 10 finish, if Smiley can get a top 10 finish, I mean, that's all they can really ask for, and that'll put them in a position to at least succeed. Because it is, as we know, 4 matches, not just 3. So you have a little bit more leeway in that because it's 4 matches. But and also it's as the some of these gaps open up at the scoring. I mean, there's like 58 points between second and third, and then 28 between fourth and fifth, 31 between sixth and seventh, 23. Anything above 20 is up. But then once you get past the 10th place, all this jams right back up from 11th all the way up to for the down. So there still is a lot to quote unquote play for. You can still make a lot of movement if you have one good match, especially if you're on the second half of that scoreless. If you're like 13th and below, you have one good top 5 match, and you're gonna fly up the scores even now.
Well, SpaceX kind of gets lucky with the zone shift here from the looks of it. Forsaken Red also right there. Don't have to move too far to get to zone. Tequila Shots, who we're going to be talking to a lot tonight. They got 3 kills, all 4 players alive. They're in the zone, and they're going to be in a position to take some shots at rotating vehicles, I think. But it looks like Brodage is driving away.
That guy can compound. It's very hard to defend because you come in from so many different angles, and the buildings are different heights. And the way they set up, it's very hard to get, like, if a vehicle's coming from the other side towards the houses across from you, it's very easy to sneak in there and get a spot.
Especially as this area gets more congested and you're trying to look 2 or 3, directions at the same time. That's why maybe Broda was. Oh, he didn't go that far. He was just moving I think he was just taking the vehicle. He's too lazy to walk. So I see some people buying some tickets in chat. Yeah, we got some claw socks to give away tonight. as our typical Wednesday prize. For some reason, we never get a big prize or bigger prize to give away.
Is your complaint reached dead ears and no one's listened to you
Well,
about getting a good prize on Wednesdays for you to give away?
None of my complaints go anywhere that they need to
Well, I hear them.
make any difference.
I hear everyone.
I said that to make any difference, Pickford. I know you're on my side here.
Yeah. Well, I also have to do it on Wednesdays. So I get to hear you talk about them. And of course, and you know, even if you don't know, if you don't know, if you follow him on Twitter or watch a stream, you know he's got an opinion on everything. He's more than willing to share it. So I'm kind of used to you have a specific opinion on many things.
Yeah, it usually gets me in trouble. But there is going to be
I respect it.
Charge play clutch. Peep picking up another kill there on knocking out 4OM. A charge play base going to be given away Friday. So
I really like that. I think that's one of the
Yeah.
best undervalued or underrated things that they have. Everyone's likes headphones and all that stuff. I really like the thing because you can charge two different things. And I have a work phone and my own personal phone, and having to be able to charge two things in one
without having to actually
station.
plug plugs in. Yeah, that's actually
it's so awesome.
Over time it's better. In a sense, there's it could be better for your phone because you're not physically plugging the thing in and out. There is some speculation that wireless charging over time isn't as good for the longevity of the battery, but you know, the rate that people replace their phones, like every 2 to 3 years, it probably never going to be an issue.
It's funny you should say that because I just upgraded from the iPhone X to the 12 Pro Max, whatever. And the iPhone X was the first phone I ever had that I didn't have to change out what it was due because of a battery issue. The battery was still.
The batteries are getting better.
Still great. The battery was still great. It was at 81% of its maximum use, and so I really had no problem with it at all. The one before I had the iPhone 8 before that, the big one, and that battery was dead. It was like I could only get maybe an hour and a half before it was down to like 10%. It was getting really bad.
So that's interesting because I recently upgraded my phone as well. I had a Galaxy S8 previously, and its battery was like down to like 69% of total capacity. And yeah, it was getting rough to last. Like I ended up and bought a wireless charging thing for my car because I needed to keep it charged, and it was like a pain to plug it in every time you got in the car. So now I just throw it in this thing on the dash and it charges. But yeah, between a phone and wireless earbuds or any other device, having that charge play base, definitely just drop 2 things on there and you know, you're good to go.
And it's and what's good about this one is that it's
has RGB.
I don't know what some of them is that you can I had a third party one a while ago before this one, and you have to kind of put it down at 4 times right at the perfect angle for it to get to start charging.
Yeah.
This one you just put it on there and just no matter what weird angle it's at, it always it begins the charge process. Whereas the old ones I had, you had to be at a perfect 90-degree angle, perfectly set on there with the circle of the phone right on the circle of the charge thing for it to work. This one, the HyperX one works so much better. It's so much just dropping, just let it go and
it has a much bigger coil, so you don't have to be quite as precise with it. And Zeo goes down. SpaceX gonna pop the kill on that one with the vehicle explosion.
Got the perfect this. I mean, they lucked out on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the skills too, but just being able to get in that spot. And one last thing about the HyperX, one thing that I like about the HyperX stuff is when I get it, I'm not a tech wizard. I don't know about you know all that stuff. You and see them talking for hours about this and that. So it feels good that if I go out there and I buy the HyperX product, I'm not gonna get scammed out of my money. I know that I'm gonna get a quality product, even if I'm not 100% knowledgeable on all the intricacies of the product. I know that just if it's a HyperX product, I'm gonna get a quality product, whether it's headphones, whether it's charge play, whether it's the clutch, no matter what I get, it's gonna be quality product. And I can, especially with headphones, I can choose what my price point is gonna be before I go out there. Well, although I did go all out when they had that Valentine's Day 40% off sale. And
Oh, yeah?
got some shit. Yeah, that was usually out of my price range, but it was 40% off is 40% off.
Right.
When,
Right,
like,
Men of
it's
Four
like
picking
it's
up
like when
another
people buy
kill.
Apple
Now
products.
they gotta get to zone. Yeah, you don't have to like. Usually, like they're not gonna put out anything that's bad. Right?
Yeah, it's not exactly. It's not like if you buy this product, it's really good, but this product is terrible. If it says HyperX, it's gonna be quality, and you don't have to worry about going out and getting a new one 90 days later or something.
Ooh, nice shots there from Razik. Threading the needle through multiple windows in a buggy. A quick smoke though. I've heard some different thoughts about the smokes now. Seems to be in general people aren't too happy with the way the smokes work.
Mine's been throwing them even when I don't, because I like to, when I want to put my body, I just hold them and then it'll go off in my hand.
Yeah.
And so I press the button and it just tosses.
It just throws
like,
it.
after like 2 seconds after
that
holding
bug
it, just
comes and goes like periodically. I used to get that bug really bad where I'd like constantly molly myself. Because I'd be behind a wall, right, and I'd pull a molly out, and I'm gonna like sidestep out to a window and throw it, but I would just throw it immediately into the wall in front of me.
You appreciate that.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
Excuse me.
All right, we're down to 4 teams. Tequila Shots still. We're gonna have something to talk about after this match.
And I think Tequila Shots, if I'm not
mistaken,
won the last match on Friday too. If I'm not mistaken. I think they ended really well on Monday. I mean,
SpaceX has found themselves in a bit of a sandwich here.
and talking to SpaceX on Monday, they pretty much figured that the T for P pretty much blew their load, trying to catch up to them, and now they've kind of burnt themselves out, and now SpaceX is going to keep riding that wave of just they just play their game.
To be fair, in an 8-week season, it is a a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly, and they're thinking that maybe that see where SpaceX went out there and took that lead. T4P hunted them down, but the T4P blow all their energy trying to catch up, while SpaceX is going to put it in next gear.
I think Giuliani. I think it was a SpaceX player after Monday, and he thought they were 5 points out of first, but you said they were 3, so it was even a bit closer.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah.
So that's kind of what he was saying too. Is like, oh, that was not a good idea to try to drive the car there.
Wow.
Drago, you're the last hope. He's riding the blue end. Backed into a corner.
He is literally backed into a corner.
Ooh. He's going to be able to get a revive, though? Maybe?
This is last zone, so, I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to jump out of that window if the blue comes there too hot.
Where's the other... There's 3 teams. There's a villains player left somewhere. Oh, look, Devour's out there. Snaking.
So smart. I love the fact that Devour's out there, just chillaxing.
All right, well, Junie goes the wrong way. Yeah, these windows are boarded up. Like, you can't get out this area. So you only have one way out of this room. Well, I guess you have that way, if you can make it. Ooh. Oh, Devour! He's collecting points now. He just got 2.
Oh. Now, Devour's no joke by himself, so,
Yeah, he's got a 1v3, though. I mean, a capable player, but this is going to be a bit of a challenge. The blue does stop pushing. You know what? There was 2 villains players. That's, you know what? There were 2 orange dots on the map. I didn't see Hendrix that far back. All right, so
there you go.
Tequila Shots is going to take the first match. We do have an endorsement from Baked Bunny saying that there's some love for the charge play base, which, yes, I don't have one of those. I want one or 2 of those because I have, or 3 of, I've got so many places I could use that. It's not even funny.
She's won like 19
Unfortunately,
different things.
I used all my tickets trying to win those stupid headphones last Friday, and now I don't have any tickets for. Well, I'll have a couple for Friday, but I literally spent like 100 tickets on Friday, and then people who had like 1 ticket won. I'm like, bro, like really, got no love. But we do have Tequila Shots coming in first place. Razik and Bro to get 6 kills apiece. And
Wow,
let's see,
not
they
bad.
had 15 total. Villains coming in second with 14 kills. SpaceX, they do get third, but they only had 1 kill. So, you know, that's not quite the performance they wanted.
They
Autobots
couldn't fall behind Autobots.
in fourth, but they only had 4 kills. So that's
Oh, yeah.
not really enough probably to make up a difference. Forsaken Red in fifth. Outcast Bravo in sixth. So the I don't want to say second tier teams, but like the second rosters outperforming the first rosters for both of those orgs. In the first match here, Men of 4 comes in 7th.
The A team. Yeah, the A team.
So let me go ahead and grab these screenshots. We'll see. We got 10 HP. T for P. Misfire. Coming in 11th. Just for fun. Mobile Warriors. 4 OM. Aurora in 15th. Outcast Alpha in 16th. D3 in 17th. And wow, yeah, Forsaken Gaming in 19th. They've got I don't know. I don't want to say they have some explaining to do. They don't. They have some work to do. Get back
Yes,
to where they were.
To do, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back talking with the winners of the first match right after this. All right, we are back, and yeah, we have a few people to speak to. It looks like got Razik, Tryhard, and I'll let you go from there. Pickford, take us away.
Well, as we and the codes have just come out, so we'll get those. But we have Razik, we have Tryhard, we have and Cal Sexual, aka Broda. So thank you guys all for giving us a few minutes of your time and participating in a little deep dive with us today on Tequila Shots. So we had seen before, I think the last match on Monday and tonight, you guys were, I would say, not you guys have started out very, very strong and then kind of had a little setback. But these last 2 matches, you guys have really come storming back and played the level of gameplay that you guys are expecting from yourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just kind of went back to the basics and just kind of played it back what we were doing early in the season.
For those who didn't who haven't heard us talk to you guys before, just give us a quick little history of Tequila Shots, how you guys formed up, and how you guys all met and you decided to play these OUTcast Scrims.
Well, we actually all used to be on the same team together a long time ago.
What team was that?
Fallen Empire. FE.
Going way back.
It was like season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like before, like, I mean, you had to be old school to remember that team.
Yes, sir. But when Brownie said I could make the second team, I didn't know who to go to, and I got in the game with these guys, and they said they do it. So.
And right from there, so you guys started off. You guys didn't have a lot of, well, you guys did know each other. You didn't have a lot of, I guess, prep time before season 2 started, but you guys just came out and were just killing it right off the bat. What do you think you guys had so much success at the beginning of the season?
I think we all have a good amount of experience. We've played with each other for seasons and seasons, so we all know kind of how to work with each other. I'm not really communicating too much while we're playing. I'm just marking compounds, routes, teams, that kind of thing. Roz, you have any input?
Really, we just play based off each other's calls and make like adjustments where needed. It's just basically a full team game. People take it too serious.
Now, I mean, yeah. To be honest, I know I've talked to Broda. I'm friends with Broda. Like we talk, and you're really like, well, recently, at least now, a pretty chill, even keeled kind of guy. Are you guys all kind of like that, like low stress, kind of like not letting too much drama get involved, not letting the situation get the best of you?
Yeah, we're all pretty relaxed. I don't think any of us have gotten. I don't think any of us have been in an argument since we built this team at all.
And now this season, this is a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You guys had a little bit of a, like, I wouldn't say you started playing poorly, but you guys were in second place at one time. You guys have fallen down to fourth. So what was kind of like the reasons that you guys started, like, having a little bit of trouble probably halfway through the mid-season?
I think we started taking fights that we shouldn't have early on in the game, and that cost us overall.
Well, you guys seem to have figured out, because I mean, you guys have been clapping these last. What has changed from that to these last? I mean, it's only been 2 matches, but you guys have gone out there 2 matches in a row and just been really doing well. Have you guys? Is this just a coincidence, or you guys make a mental like decision to do something different, or what?
We've been taking less engagements early game, and we went back and made some new strategies. So you'll see a couple different like routes we're taking. It's called pathing. Tier 1 teams path as well. So yeah, I try to keep away from other teams early game.
Now I know a lot of teams, a lot of the viewers, the last time they remembered hearing from Broda was your pro wrestling promo on what's his name, Jay White. Now that obviously someone who knows you knows that's not really your real gimmick. That's not really who you are. I don't think you're more of a easygoing kind of guy. But I also don't think it's a coincidence that the people that are more have a higher flame temperature seem to disappear more than those that don't. It seems that you said he was on like a 5th tier IGL, but Tequila Shots is still here in the top 5, and that player and a lot of those players just aren't here even in the whole scrim season anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you don't bring drama or real life issues into a getaway game,
I think that is such a great point. Is that, guys? Obviously, you've been in this game, like I said, since like season 2. Is that you got to keep just for your own mental like stress, just keep the drama to a low, because you can't be. I don't understand how these guys can just be flaming with somebody all the time on some Discord. They're in a constant like battle with somebody. It just takes so much time and effort, and I've been trying to like even any of the bad relationships I've had, try to like kind of like squash it a little bit at least, because this takes so much energy to care enough to keep a beef going. And it seems like you guys have. I don't know anybody who really has a problem with tequila shots. I haven't heard anybody have like. Usually, someone will say, "Oh, that team's a bunch of scrubs. They suck." I haven't really heard anybody talk negatively at all about tequila shots at all. So, I mean, I guess that's good for you guys. You guys have been able to keep your reputations pretty pristine.
Yeah, I mean we help when needed. You might see us subbing for other teams that don't have a fourth. I mean, we're always super positive. I've tried to help other teams with their IGLing, like coach their IGLs a little bit.
Are you guys getting? Are you guys make sure you guys are getting in here too? I don't want to.
Yeah,
get in trouble.
Raz, Truny, y'all might want to help
Yeah.
me.
So Broda and Tryhard's in here, so you guys need to get in. If you need to, we're gonna have you guys every match, so you guys can come back. It's not just one match. So, but I want to make sure you guys are all in here. I don't want to cost you guys any points. But with that said, you guys are still. If you look at the scores, you know, for like the fragger list, you have Tryhard currently in 11th place with 71, Broda in 12th with 67. You got Razik in 18th with 59, Truny with 57. So you guys are still all within the top 20. So everyone's kind of like pulling their weight. No one's like, it's not like one person is carrying it. So if that one person has a bad night, the whole team has a bad night. It seems that all you guys are really consistently helping each other out, so that if someone does have a match, that the whole team doesn't just fall apart.
Yeah, we communicate well, and if you notice, we run like a 2-2 split most of the time, so we all get equal amount of kills. It's about placement and then farming teams out. So if you notice, we had Gadke to ourselves the whole time.
Yeah, that was perfect. I mean, you
just
guys had it
everyone
for
out.
zone after zone after zone. And Gadke, we were talking about, and you've watched the stream back. To me, Gadke is kind of a hard compound to hold because it's so spread out, and it has that like left and right side. So if someone comes from the north side pushing in from like the mountain, and you're on those buildings on the south side, it can be hard to hold them off those buildings. But you guys seem to do a very, very good job. And even though that at the very end there was the two guys from Devour and what's his
Villains.
name? Villains.
Hendrix, I think it was.
We're kind of snuck in the tall grass at the very end. Even though when you were able to finish out SpaceX, you're able to regroup and focus on those last two guys and take them out also.
Yeah, I mean, Trini just got knocked out of the zone, so like, we can't res you. We're just gonna have to fight it out.
And I think that because I think you see that a lot too for a lot of teams maybe aren't at your level. Was that they'll finish a battle and then there'll be two other guys and they'll be so like exhausted from winning that last battle that they don't have it in them to finish off those last two guys. And you're usually able to say, okay, we didn't finish off SpaceX, which is no joke of their own, and then finish off the last two guys of Villains, which, like I said, they're a quality team too, to get that victory, get that 30 points. There's a huge difference between first with that 30 points and second with only 22.
Yeah, I mean, like, I left two of my players there to kind of guard SpaceX, and the other two of us were smoking a path to the next zone at the hay bales. So,
well, I know that we're gonna have these guys in here every match, so there's no need to rush. We'll let you get in there for the second match in Miramar. Now that you've had this good, I've always said it takes it takes two matches to really kind of take control of this scrim. Now that you have that first victory, you got to lead. You're safe in first place. What's the mindset going into Miramar now?
Just continue to take top 5, hopefully. It's just
if we don't get top five.
Yeah, if we don't get top 5, we're disappointed.
All right, well, the match is starts, so good luck, boys. I will see you in about 35 minutes, hopefully, and we'll have some good news. You guys had another top 5 finish, and you guys are figuring out how to win for the whole night.
All right, thank you, Pig.
All right, well, good luck.
I said to you, Nick, I'm always big on like you gotta do well in those two matches. So many teams do well in the first match in Aragal and then just fall apart in the second match.
Yeah, so we are gearing up for the second match. Sorry, I was just reading some random message from Brownie. Oh, well,
Right, all
I know why
messages
people like
were-
literally send me images and messages like all the time. I'm already live. Like if I'm not making new scenes in the middle of a stream. I could do it, but I have no desire
I think whether like
to
this
do that.
person is sus.
So
What do you think?
I also
We're in
have
the middle
no
of a match.
desire for the guns in the spawn areas. What in the world?
Why did they do this? Whose idea was this?
Yeah, it's freaking. It's just like you go into a match and you're like, "Is this Cheer Park? Like, where am I? Like, why am I deaf?" Let's look at the scores here after the first match. Obviously, we did have tequila shots with the win and 15 kills, so they're out to a 9-point lead right now. Villains, they're in second. We got Autobots, SpaceX in fourth. So, as you said, I think Autobots did pass them as far as points. Well, actually, they're tied, but because Autobots had 4 kills, they technically do have that third place spot. We had Outcast Bravo, Forsaken Gaming Red, Men of 4 there in 7th, T for P in 8th. Then we had 10 HP, and we had Sweats in 10th. I did check. Sweats does have a full.
There we go.
What do you want to call it? Like arrangement
Squad.
of players here for this match in Miramar. So let's look at the second page real quick just to say that we did it just for fun. Mobile Warriors, Aurora.
I would go to El Azhar this
Yeah,
map.
Forsaken Gaming 21. Hey, I jumped to Chumasira the other day and we had a lot of fights and it was fun and we got out of there alive. So I just thought
you know what?
just thought I'd share that with you.
How does it feel to soul to see?
Dude, the whole time I'm like, where to jump, where to jump, where to jump. I'm like, we're going to Masera, boys. Let's go.
Good thing I wasn't watching that part of the stream, or there would have been hell to pay. Although, this one, no one wants to go to El Azhar. It's my favorite place to go. But no one's going there in this on this play pass. It looks like teams are literally going around it, but all right. But no one went to Chumasira either. So look at that in Los Leones. Holy jeez.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We got
Oh,
D3
my-
just for fun. Aurora, as you would expect. Men of 4. We already got a player killed.
Wow.
It wasn't an Aurora player. Who was it? Well, D3 got a kill.
And nobody jumped
It had to
Picado
be on
either.
a just for fun. It was. Snipes is already dead from just for fun. Let me go ahead and grab these screenshots here before who knows what's happens.
Wow, nobody jumped Picado or Power Grid.
Now, Power Grid,
or Monte Nuevo or El Pozo.
no one's in Chumasira. Sad days.
Well, good.
Not yet, anyway. But we have like 4 teams in La Cabrera. Autobots. Who's team 13? Forsaken Red. The Sweats are up there, and then T for P. Now, what kind of name? Oh, so we're gonna put a squad together of people who are just coming for fun, but then we're gonna put the name Sweats. See, that's what I mean. It's just like I don't know.
I think they're trying to be like ironic. Like we don't care
Yeah.
so much. Aren't we ironic that we just call ourselves Sweats?
I know. Yep.
I don't
it's-
care.
that's-
Shut up! If you don't get it, you're a boomer.
Yeah. Thank you. That must be that must be it.
Boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. Shut up. That's what I usually say.
Like seriously, isn't Tempo running scrims right now that you guys should be playing in? No?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
And I mean, aren't they giving away $1,000 or something? I mean, I don't know. Like you said, like I don't know.
I don't
Whatever. I don't want to talk about that again. We spent
Well, does
half of the
I don't know,
first
what is
match talking
Tempo's-
about that.
What is Tempo's like prize pool? What do they do?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know. I just see tweets from them or in their Discord or something.
I'm too busy looking at memes.
Yeah, I'm just watching YouTube. I just see the alert come up on my phone and then I just swipe it away.
I do love me some YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. And I like how a lot of these teams are already in the zone. You got Forsaken Gaming, SpaceX, Misfire. Although this Misfire, Forsaken Red is really spread out with gold all the way down there on the bottom. trying to
Yeah.
get a trick. And then SpaceX is kind of spread out also. The SpaceX Red team.
Or at least Gold has the maps downloaded.
Yeah.
He was supposed to play with me yesterday. He's like, I gotta download these maps. I'm like, that takes like 5 seconds, bro. Just download them. Like, I'm on
Bruh.
data. I'm on data. I was like,
Ooh.
oh, why are you?
Drive your ass onto McDonald's for 10 minutes.
I don't know. I literally downloaded everything in like 40 seconds.
So did I. And then it took me 6 hours to figure out how to get in.
They actually get it to work.
Shout out to Dabs Stabs from Misfire, who figured it out in literally 5 seconds. But unfortunately for Dabs one of our better players, but got to do job. He's a server/waiter, whatever the proper term is, and he's on that evening shift. So that's where the money is. Obviously, if you're a server for the tips, so he's not been able to play as much. But you can't really give a guy a hard time when he's out there trying to make as much money as he can. So kudos to Dabs. Although we miss you, and I'm glad you're out there getting that money.
Life is rough.
Yeah, because I mean we've been around since 2018, so a lot of the guys who came in, either at the end of high school, start of college, and with COVID and stuff, some of them have chosen maybe not to go to college or go to community college or part time, and a lot of them are getting into the real work field. You have myself, or Blade. He's another a guy who's actually played there. He just got promoted to a manager position at the restaurant he works at, and now he's actually a trainer. He goes around to the various franchises and trains the cooks.
Moving on and moving up.
Kudos to, of course, though he has to drive. He doesn't get paid for the driving, so now he's got to deal with those first world problems.
They don't pay him mileage for driving.
No, because it's just like he gets it like if he gets a bonus or whatever he explains to me. But yeah, exactly. I was like, doesn't mean just because you don't get it from your work doesn't mean you can't get it from your taxes. So make sure you track that. And there's apps for that too.
There are, yes.
So, but anyway, that is I think part of that PUBG. This is a mobile game. So some people play so many different places that you got to balance the scrim schedule with college, with families, with real life jobs, with all these other things. There's people of all different ages that play this game, from 16 years old to 56.
Is that the cutoff?
Yeah. That's what I told my wife that I'd stop playing when I was 56.
When you were 56?
Yeah, so I got about 6 more months.
Jeez.
And now it looks like Seabass and Misfire are going to run right into each other. Oh, and Seabass just happened to run into 2 people.
Yeah, so did Sarge.
Ooh, but now it looks like this BT team is caught between, and now they're going to start. Now the rest of the BT is going to catch up to this Misfire team. Blade does get knocked. Kid Ligma Baby's so far away. Ligma is pretty far away. I don't think if you'll be able to save Fake Bunny and Blade as this BT team is pushing hard on Misfire team. Big Bunny goes down too. It's gonna be. I think they split loot it a little bit too long. Yeah, it's gonna cost them 2 of their members. Here comes Ligma though, and now this is gonna be a problem with Misfires. They're gonna start showing up one at a time instead of now that Big Bunny's dead. Ligma should hold off and wait for Baby to get there, and not push it there by himself. Because at the best, it's gonna be a 3v1 if he goes there by his lonesome. Because Baby is coming up behind him, but she's still a couple hundred meters away, and well, we'll see if he's just gonna rush him by himself, or hold off and wait for Baby.
Yeah, we got OUTcast Alpha literally fighting like 2 or 3 different teams at the same time. Do-do-do-do-do.
I think we did knock one, and then he's got the other two kind of held off. I think he's just said hold off until to see if Viols can just bleed out instead of letting him get to him.
Got flanked around on his left though. Luckily, I
Yeah.
think he must have heard that just at.
And Baby, if Baby can get there from behind.
Oh, nice shots
play
there
by
from
Ligma.
Ligma. The Uzi, ridiculously fast time to kill. Although that did allow the revive to happen.
Yeah.
It's the re-knock on Germany.
Wow. Oh, and Baby comes in with the help at the very end, so Misfits
there
is
you
able
go.
to finish off.
They got 4 kills right now.
But they did lose 2 of their players, so they're obviously going to go into safety mode. They were pretty far away, you know. That's what happens. Just look like that. Sometimes teams roll up on you, and that happens. But it's now they have a good place in the zone. If they can hold it and get a couple of zones and go their way, they could be able to hold a spot for quite a while. As we move on to the Team 18, that is Aurora.
Yeah. See if Hala can hold off this push here from Men of 4. Who is this? SpaceX. SpaceX. Yeah, that is No, who is this? It's Forsaken Gaming. They gotta get that space. They gotta get that SpaceX tag out of there.
You're out. Get him out.
Ruining my day. Someone get that man a rename card.
And,
and the metaphor says, we'll take that point.
We'll take that kill. Thanks, boys.
Thanks for stranding her up on the roof so that we'd have that easy snipe. Truny's still trying to figure out how to get out of a vehicle safely from the looks of it. that has changed. You mentioned that last week. That has really changed.
You got to be like dead stopped. Like,
yeah.
You have to be stopped before you get out of the vehicle.
And if you like slam a wall and jump out like at the exact same time, it like kills you anyway. I've been seeing other things where people were like exiting vehicles and then like teleporting across the map.
Well, one thing I've been doing is that if I'm like if I'm gonna crash up on a motorcycle, I'll purposely maybe like kind of like jump and know I'm gonna crash. Because if you start crashing and you jump out, you'll land with no damage at all, no matter how fast you're crashing. Like if you're in like a motorcycle, or the same thing with a buggy. If the buggy starts flipping or whatever, you just jump out, you'll land without any damage, as long as you don't get any damage while you're inside the buggy.
Oh, nice shots there, El Dorado. Lucky barely peeking that corner.
And I respect Payne. Is he still alive or is he dead? No, he's running in. I respect someone who runs in from far or drives in from far, far, far into the blue. We still have 20 teams. I have a question for you. Say you're going to play at Miramar with 100 people, 100 real people. How long do you think a match would take if there was no blue zone?
If there was no blue zone?
Yeah.
That could be like years. I don't know.
like that long. Like how long do you think a match would legit like take? 100 real people, no blue zone.
Because like let's say, even if 3/4 of the people are, it's like the more people are eliminated, the slower the match gets. Because you're gonna if you have teams driving around looking for people, it's kind of like that thing of like if you're lost in the woods, you're just supposed to stay put and not like wander around. So like you have all these teams driving around trying to find each other, but they're just driving around like missing each other because they're all driving around. Like yeah, I mean it could take it could never end theoretically, but
Yeah.
I think you would have some people just disconnect.
It's true. It'd be like whatchamacallit? What's it? Z. Like what's that game? With the zombies in it, but it's also like a looting game too. But the looting is super, super slow. DayZ. It'd be like DayZ. Yeah. Just a continuous looting process. Trying to stay alive for as long as you can. Hiding. When you hoping you find a good hiding spot when you go AFK.
Yeah, but isn't that like you're looting to like get materials to like build your
I mean
hideout
it's not,
or something?
Yeah, you definitely have to. And you can also like get like businesses start, like you can start growing vegetables or weed or whatever, food, and then you can get like in little gangs. I would say it's kind of like that same concept though, where if there was a blue zone, it would just be like a straight killer game with zombies in it. But because it's not, it's that's what probably was started. It'd be a game where you have to kind of set up and build your little like compound of vehicles or whatnot, and gas cans instead of booby traps around your fort.
SpaceX taking on the Sweats right now.
Oh,
I thought J7 was knocked, but he was low enough that his health bar was completely red.
He does get knocked though.
Starlight still up? Oh, Starlight's back here reviving Spec. This could be... Okay, so Goyo's reviving as well. This is going to be an interesting fight. That would be like if they took... Oh, Hulk bled out? No. Yeah, he did. How? Dude, he was like... I don't understand what just happened.
Well, two of the Sweats are still knocked. They're right next to each other. I don't think they're not going to get to. They didn't get to J7, and Papa Zio is slowly dying out.
Oh, Spec is so low. Well, yeah, I think they're going to get to him now.
Man, Spec is so low. Wow.
And it wouldn't have mattered because, like, Starlight was shooting.
I wonder if they'd been smart enough to go and pick up Papa Zio before Starlight, if he did, or Spec if he did get knocked, or if he would have picked up Spec first, and then then he probably wouldn't have enough time to pick up Papa Zio.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that would have made a difference for sure if there was two knocks to pick up and they were both that low. Well, I mean, yeah, he could have got Zio first. He could have got Zio first. Yeah, and then turned around and got him, for sure.
Just to see if he would have. But they're able to. They did lose one player, and you know what? There's always the red zone. Oh, and there you go.
Speaking of the red zone,
it's knocked by the red zone.
Starlight just freaking carried and saved the team, and the thanks he gets.
Now another one hits them right on top of each other.
Bomb to the head. No, well, red zone moved away from them. That would be.
Oh, darn. I have been hit twice for the same red zone.
Red zone tier 1.
Doesn't exist.
I had a match once, and I don't remember if it was just me and one other person left, or if we're playing duos. But like, we found an airdrop that was on top of a building. So we were knocking it down with grenades, and like we had to go find more grenades and come back. I mean, it was a process. And we got it to where, you know, when it gets off the edge of the roof, it falls really slow, like it's still on a parachute.
Yep.
So it's falling. As soon as it like got low enough or touched the ground, and we like opened it to see what was in it, we got hit by a bomb and it killed both of us instantly because it hit both of us at the same time.
That's
Like,
all.
we just spent like 10 minutes trying to like get this crate off our roof, and as soon as we get it off the roof and like able to loot it, we got red zoned. The first time I thought I'm gonna uninstall this game.
The only time I get really mad is if like I loot for like 10 minutes. Like I'll loot Novo or military all by myself, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, someone will show up and just kill me instantly and just take all my shit. All this shit I had just picked up, like all that. I have an 8x with an M24. I got a totally kitted out M4 to go with it, level 3, everything. Man, I got like enough grenades, health, and then bam, like I get hit with like an AWM shot to the head, and the guy just comes and takes all my shit.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I did all that looting just for you, so you don't have to.
Yep, he's like, thank you for your contribution. It's just like Metro. That's like Metro. You run around, you get all this loot, you get shot by someone camping in a bush, and then they take all your loot out.
Metro is such a game. It's a game. It's just called a game. You're a hypocrite, because I'll get all mad because like I'll be looting some like get down. I'll kill some like boss, and then the guy will kill me right when I finish. And then not the next match, I'll be sneaking down the stairs, and right when the guy finishes the boss, I'll come around the corner and shoot him, and then take all his loot. And I'm like, I just pissed and moaned about this not an hour ago, and I know I'm doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, hey,
because I'll tell you what, you really, if I hear any footsteps, I'm automatically going prone, and I will thirst the shit out of a guy to get his gear in that game. Especially if you're in the hard map, where you lose shit if you die.
Right. We were talking about DayZ before. Imagine if they added like you have to build up your hideout element to Metro, where like you had to go out and loot to get like the materials you needed to like build your hideout.
Yeah. What I like about the Metro is that
then
like,
it would be Escape from Tarkov, like the exact game.
Yeah. Like, well, what I like on Metro is that like I go and I if you can get up into the radiation zone with the red with the legs, nobody's up there except for those monster dogs. But like no people are up there, so it's only like monsters up there if you have to battle. But everything is like it's like all gold bars and treasure up with the radiation zone. I can't do that with 5 gold bars, and I'm throwing away like water filtration things because it's just not worth it to carry. I came out with like 1.5 million in one run. I don't know if this is
shot there from Hendrix. Knocked Zio. Let's see what Starlight's up to. He's getting in the van. Okay.
It's gotten warmer up here in the Northeast, and I tell you what, my allergies are killing me.
Yeah, it was about 70 here today.
Yeah, my nose is so stuffed up right now.
You got COVID probably.
No,
I'm just kidding.
If you don't, I wish I did, because then people would give a shit. Like I had a temperature like 2 weeks ago. I went to the doctor and I had a temperature, and he's like, "You don't have COVID."
Well, it's like anytime anybody
get the fuck out of here.
Sneezes is like you have COVID. So on March 1st, my kids went back to school 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Today, right after lunch, I got a phone call. Come get your kid. He's got to stay home for 10 days because
exposed.
Someone else in his class. Yeah. Like you got to be kidding me,
Come
really?
get your kid. In my job, we're at 50-50.
Well, that's what they were before.
50% telework, and we were told we're that way until at least Memorial Day weekend.
That's what they were before, because when they were like, they had A day and B day, and when they had that, they had all the desks were more than 6 feet apart. So like, they kept them far enough apart that they never would have to send anyone else home because of like potential, contact. But now that they have them all in, they can't be 6 feet apart because the classrooms aren't big enough.
My wife is a school teacher. She just got the first stage of the vaccine. She teaches high school English, and she just like 2 days ago got the step 1 of the vaccine.
Yeah.
But now I'm reading it's only good for like 8 months. So
Wait, yeah, who knows? I mean, it hasn't been around 8
if that,
months, so like,
exactly, you know.
I think it's hilarious that like 2 weeks ago, or not 2 weeks, like 2 months ago, they're like, we need like people to be in trials and tests, you know, like let us inject you with this and see what it does. And then they're like, oh yeah, everyone come and get it. I'm like, whoa, what happened to the you needed people to test it?
Well, no, because of course I'm reading the internet. And I was going to check the internet where it's but now it's coming up where people are getting it for the second time now.
Yeah.
So they're like, that means obviously that either their immunity has worn off or the strand is different.
Well, yeah, it is a flu, so it will have different strands, and the strands will change every year, potentially.
I think that's what's going to be the new norm. I think that they're going to be like the flu. It's to be like a worse version of the flu. More people are going to die from it every year, but eventually that seems to be the new norm. That instead of worrying about like, 40 to 50,000 people every year die of the flu, now it's going to be like 70 to 90,000 die of COVID every year. Once it like back to whatever normal is. I love it when just where Freakish is just down there, you got a whole squad just like 20 feet above him.
He cooked that grenade too long.
Too long, yeah. And now he's like, oh, there's somebody down here?
Well, he just got 3 grenades thrown at him. We had to go through some alerts here when we finish up this match. We got a lot of new follows. We just had 200 bits come in.
Hey, did we get to 1,000?
Darth Odin, 990.
Ooh, only 10 away.
990 followers. Hey, if you guys are watching the stream right now, go share the stream in Twitter, and let's bust 1,000. Since I can't give away any big HyperX items on Wednesday, at least let's get 10 more followers so I can be the 1,000 followers streamer. Let's do it. This blue zone is rolling through the south here.
Yeah, and
there's a bunch of teams getting caught up in it. It doesn't take long. That play zone knocks you. I'm watching OUTcast Bravo just get decimated.
Just like that down to 9 teams.
8, yep.
8, yeah.
A lot of solos too. Fat Boy, Kale, or maybe not a lot. There's a few solos. 4OM's still in this. Oh, villains. Why are you trying to drive around in vehicles right now? Guess I thought it'd be a quick way to zone. That was a quick way back to the lobby, actually.
There you go.
Hey, Fat Boy gets taken out. Looks like Kale's got, well, he's out now, but I think, yeah, he did get another kill before he went out though. So, 1 point at a time.
Mm-hmm.
SpaceX still holding strong, up into the top 5. They got 7 kills. And just as I say that, I think they're taking quite a bit of shots. All right, Chemo Boy. He's trying to keep his team in this.
Up to the right.
Yeah, seriously. He's looking at SpaceX and he's not the team that he's actually in back of. Alright, well, it's a 2v1 Chemo Boy versus Starlight and Spec. If he pulls this off,
that'd be amazing.
That would be, yeah, that would be
incredible.
Someone should clip it, to be honest.
Yes.
Right? Because there's been no clips taken by viewers tonight. Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh, Chemo Boy's in the blue first. That's probably not a good sign for him. As yeah, he doesn't even get a first aid kit off. So cool. All right, so Sweats, yeah, once they come in with their full try-hard squad, they do take the chicken dinner here on Miramar. Let's see, they ended up with what, 12 kills? So, you know, not extremely dominant, but on Miramar, racking up a lot of kills can be harder because the teams tend to be a little bit more spread out. 4OM coming in second place, a very good performance from them with 5 kills. SpaceX coming in third with 8 kills, and we had D3 in fourth, Villains in fifth, Autobots in sixth, Outcast Alpha in seventh. Let me go ahead and grab all these screenshots. We'll have to see where Tequila Shots ended up because they will be back 13th. In 13th place.
So they have a first and a 13th with 4 kills in the second match.
All right, right before we go to break, let me roll this back. We had Mrs. Horsepower with the follow. Snippool 1 with the follow. Candace B88, Jaden, Para KZ, all with the new follows. Darth Odin with the 200 bits. FNA Fan with a new follow just this minute. We got 9 followers to go. Get your friends in here. Get your dog, get your mom. I don't care. I'd say get your girlfriend, but we know, like, we want actual people. So get some people in here. We'll get some follows. We'll get to 1,000, and we'll be back with Tequila Shots right after this. All right. Are we back in action? Working on it. We're working on it.
We should be. We told them to come out. I don't know. Maybe they felt the third. Oh, no, here they are. We got Try Hard and Broda back. And one things we talk about in these deep dives is, regardless of the outcome, they come in and they give us their real opinion. Obviously, Tequila Shots comes into that first match, winning the first match. They come in, though, in Miramar, and they have a 13th place finish with 4 kills. Not what you guys were hoping for. So now you guys balance a first place finish and a 13th place finish. What's your mindset going into, first of all, what happened in Miramar to cause you guys to get knocked out in 13th?
10 HP happened.
What's
Yeah.
that?
10
Well, we
HP
got
happened.
pinched. We got pinched from 2 teams, so
Yeah.
we lost all our vehicles, except for one. I sent the player with the last vehicle into zone, and then the rest of us had to run in. Well, the team stopped in front of us in zone. I went for a rotation around them. We all got blasted in the back by 10 HP in the blue. So that's how
10
that went.
HP. Well, that's what that happens a lot. 10 HP. They do love to hold that kind of edges of blue and hit people up. Also, did you know that Truny eats brownies cheeks? I just found that out today. If you didn't know that. So now, obviously, you guys have been in this situation. All you guys have been in this a million times. You have a really, really good first match. Second match leaves you guys wanting a little bit more. You have 2 more matches. You're at the halfway point. What's the mindset? What are you guys going in here? What's the mindset going into Sandhawk for the third match with a first place and a 13th place finish so far?
Make up the points. Make up the points.
And now, obviously, this is with Outcasts. You're going to have 90 plus people in the Sandhawk match. One of the things I think that's very important in a Sandhawk match is when you have this many people is, I think the proper way is stay close, get a weapon. First thing, stay close and get a weapon, because there could be somebody right on top. You want to fight as a squad right off the go. What's your guys' mindset in this match?
Just same strategy. The strategy we've been using for the past couple Outcast games have been going well for Sandhawk, so we're just gonna stick to the plan.
Are you guys more of a split looting in Sandhawk, or do you guys like to stay tight in Sandhawk?
So if you notice, I'm a big fan of 2-2 splits. I mentioned this earlier. So we do split loot, but it's all fairly tight knit. It's like an organized split loot. So we're in our duo pairs, and we're all within 100 meters of each other, typically.
Yeah, I think that's important, because one thing that I see a lot in Sandhawk is when we do the split loots, is there'll be one team that has all 4 people, the other team will just rush, but they rush at the same time, so it's almost like it's 4v1s over and over again. When one team pushes in, but they're only pushing one person at a time, so they're running into a 4-person team over and over and over again. So the other team just can't amount to offense. But if they really attacked them as before, they probably could do a lot better. But it seems that that when that one team drops all together right on top of each other, is able to all get one, and also defeat that RNG process too. Because I think that's a big factor in the Sandhawk match, even though it is 2+ loot. If you're not landing on a larger compound, you might have to jump in 2 or 3 buildings before you finally find a weapon that you can really battle with.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys are in that early stages of the battle, are you guys communicating if someone finds more than one AR? If someone doesn't, you guys like really talk to each other to see if say Trudy can't find an AR and Brody, you land on 2, are you communicating that out to like, hey, I got an extra one over here, come get it? Or like how does that start right in the beginning?
Right in the beginning, every game, we always pick up extra. Anything we find, extra scopes, anything, and we ask as we pick it up. So like if I pick up an extra 4x, I just go ahead and pick it up because it saves time. Then I'm asking the rest of the guys, hey, do you have a 4x? I have an extra 4x. If they say I already have one, then I'll just drop it. But it saves time. Just go ahead and pick it up.
You guys ever have what they call a swap meet if you guys land into a larger area and maybe you're not pushed or whatever, and you gotta have some time to loot? you guys end up kind of like swap meeting like at the end of looting a larger area. So you drop Camp Bravo or something like that, and kind of like dump all the shit you don't need, in a big pile. Because I know a lot of squads do that. They'll just pick up everything they possibly can while they loot, and then they all just meet in one spot and kind of just dump it all in one center place for people to pick through. Are you guys more calling out what you need and only picking up that stuff?
We kind of do it as we go through it because it saves time for rotations.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
now obviously with a 13th place and the first place, you still have 2 full matches. Go into this mindset. Are you guys looking like, say, 10th place minimum, and then building off that, or 5th place minimum? What do you guys? What would be a good finish where you guys could say, okay, we got momentum going into the 4th match?
Top 5 still.
Top 5.
Yeah.
That's
with at least 10 kills.
That's our goal every
so
game.
double digit kills, top 5 double-digit kills. Because you guys are in, like I said, like a kind of a unique position where, as I pull up the, you guys are in 4th place, but you've got, there's only 15 points from separating you to the next spot up, but it's going to take 28 points to the team behind you to catch up. So you have a little bit of breathing room from just for fun behind you. They're 28 points behind. And for City Gaming, though, is only 15 points ahead of you. So you guys are closer to the team ahead of you than you are to the team behind you. So it's going to be very difficult for anyone to pass you tonight. But if you play well enough, you could take for City Gaming if they do have a stumble. Did you guys kind of look at that before the matches, or are you guys just not worried about the scores and just going out there and playing your best game?
We look at the scores and try to keep up with that. But we don't let it affect us either.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta balance the game with stress. Like, we don't want to get stressed out and do poorly because we're worried.
Well, it's good. You don't have anybody at all in the top 10 for potatoes, so that's good. You don't have to worry about that coming up on you. And then you guys have. Actually, did you guys have any kills in Triad? Did you have a kill in match 1 and match 2?
Yes.
So now you're up to 6 game. Your kill streak is up to 6. How about you, Razik? Do you have a kill in 1 and 2?
I had kills first match, none in the second match.
Oh, so yours got you were both had 4 going into this. So it looks like yours is gonna stop at 5. Well, it looks like you try hard is up to gonna be 6. Your kill streak is up to 6, which is gonna put you probably around 4th place overall in the current leaders. Basically, if everybody else kept theirs up too. So I guess it's been very, very, very close. Although you do have 6, and currently the record is 18 by Trick. So you still have quite a ways to go.
And Dodger right behind.
There you go. So we're getting ready to jump into this next match. I'll let you guys get in there. But so good luck on Sandhawk. It's gonna be one of those. Bad. Hopefully, you guys don't get some RNG in the beginning, get knocked out, and hopefully you have a nice long match in Sandhawk.
Thank you,
and we'll talk to you guys right after this.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And there you go. They have the same kind of mindset, whether they have the same amount of energy, whether they keep in 1st place or they keep in 13th place. So I think it's pretty good. They're not getting too high or too low based on any win gains results. So as we get ready to start this Sandhawk match, which to me is, I know a lot of people like Sandhawk, but if I was the king of OUTcast Media, I would have gotten rid of Sandhawk and kept it for Kendi. But that's just me.
Yeah, that was more a PMCO follow than any decision. I mean, obviously, it was a decision made to do that, but that was also because of the fact that you can't play Vikendi in FPP or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got scores to look at, so
let's do it.
Do that real quick. So to kill the shots, why they're able to hold on to 1st place?
Wow.
By 1 point.
Wow. I did not think that was even the case.
Wow. Yeah, that's actually surprising. Sweats ends up in 2nd place, and then Villains in 3rd, but it's 53, 52, 51 for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Then we got SpaceX in 4th with 47. D3 coming up in 5th place right now with 35 points. Autobots, 33 points, 6th place. 4OM in 7th. Men of 4 in 8th. OUTcast Bravo in 9th. and 10 HP, going to be in 10th, rounding out that top 10. Let's go ahead and hop over to the game. We're in.
Very, very, very close.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a 1-point spread from first to second,
no
and
one's even
second to
close to
third.
dominating these scrims. Obviously, they're looking at 104 points, where 130 would be the dominating factor. So they're all way behind any type of record to get the #1 spot.
Go-To
This
must have
looks
fell
like
asleep in the
Metaphor
plane.
and-
He's coming in late to Ruins, but his
Brad
team's alone
Bravo,
there, so
Metaphor,
he'll be
and
okay.
Misfire are going at it.
Elamont
just got
already
knocked.
knocked. Let's see. Ligma frozen in midair. Cool. Cool.
Now, this happened on Monday. The same battle happened in the same place. Metaphor was able to push all as a group and ran right through Misfire on Monday. So it looks like it's a little bit different. They are going to be able to pick up Elamont, but
This is Metaphor
at least looks like
black, right? Yeah.
yeah. The Metaphor Black was able to just run right through Misfire because they were all just all in a group and just pushed one after one after one after one over through the Misfire team. Oh, Luigi and Gata ran on top of each other, kind of spread out for the rest of the team.
All right, Dark J trying to get an angle there. It's like hitting nothing but air.
Monty's going to go over there and try to help out Luigi.
Baby,
Well,
about
she's
30% health, nothing to heal with. Ligma is trying to rotate around, maybe? Or leave. OUTcast Scrim's drowning. Like, someone's got to teach that player how to swim.
I don't know.
Nice
Dark
shots there
J
from
next.
Luigi, finding an angle in that gap. Oh, but then he turned his back on Elma, and wow, and
gets
then he got
thirsted.
thirsted. Boy, where's the respect? You didn't thirst your teammate. No respect.
Wow. No respect. Baby that's Baby comes from behind now. Baby finally
Ooh,
does that
nice.
long flank.
Monty with that drop shot.
It took a little bit longer to develop. Baby did go all the way behind to try to come up behind and work. They did get thirsted, one of their players. I guess God from Metaphor is pretty happy he didn't get that thirst. At least he got 1 point to go with their 1 placement point.
So Monty had the drop shot, but Baby actually had the shots on the player, so she'll be...
And the funniest part is that we had the same exact battle, and it was the exact opposite, where Misfire got ran through by Metaphor, and Metaphor lost one of their players. Now it's the exact opposite, not just one scrim later. Shows how close that these each one of these squads truly are. But and before this, Misfire knew that Metaphor Bravo was going to land there, but they felt that they really wanted to hold Camp Bravo and want to make a point of landing there and trying to take it and not push off. And it was
Wow, Forsaken Gaming taken out already.
Again.
They are not having the experience that they're used to having here recently.
I mean, at this rate, the killer shots keeps it up. They could actually pass Forsaken Gaming tonight. He's only 15 points behind.
Like D3 heard these shots and trying to maybe get in a position, but Kurd might run straight into Tequila shots if Tryhard turns around, and he is looking that direction now. I think he hears them over the hill. Yeah, he does, because he gets the vector out. He knows it's going to be a close battle. Oh, that was a close battle in more ways than one. The D3 player does get the knock, but here comes Broda for some backup. Lucky here as well for D3. Oh, all the Tequila shots quickly kind of collapsing in on this area. Broda goes down. Lucky spots him, puts some quick shots. It sounds like an Uzi. And now we're finally getting the rest of the D3 players joining the festivities here as Awaken comes up. And he throws what could be a devastating grenade. I saw a lot of health come off of those players, but none of them got finished off. There, Kurd just jumps right into the smoke with a Tommy gun. Just takes care of business. Shroony's stuck behind a tree, and he does pop out, get some shots on Awaken, but he's going to be taken out.
So I don't think they're going to be in first place after that one. I think that they finally fall out of first place with this 18th place finish in match 3. So
it was a very good performance there by D3. You know, Kurd was kind of off by himself, and he ended up getting a knock, but he was shot low himself, and the rest of his team was pretty quick to get over there to support him.
Yes.
And, you know, you could say the same thing for Tequila Shots. They had a player go down immediately, and the rest of the team just collapsed on that position. It was just maybe a high ground, low ground. You know, they had the high ground, and you were down in a valley trying to hide behind one tree. That,
if I'm one of these teams that's in this circle, if I'm a Misfire or a 4LM or the Embassy, I don't know how much I'm going to be rotating right now. I think I might hold my spot and hunker down and see where this zone goes, because I mean we're already down what we've only been playing for 7.5 minutes, and we're already down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squads. So I don't know. I think that if you hunker down and you get the zone, the kills will come, and you don't. I don't think you have to go looking for by rotating to put the extra risk in there, especially in this zone, because a lot of teams are gonna be able to stay in it. If I'm in the zone, I'm gonna hold it. I'm not gonna push in until I have to. If I'm IGLing.
Words of wisdom.
You still have you have New Hampshire down, so has to push it. So the Forsake Gaming Reds has to push in. T for Peaceful has Aurora, SpaceX, Mobile Wars. They also have to get in, though. They probably will be able to get in. Villains coming way up from the top in a boat, coming down in a cow. So there still has to be a lot of teams moving in. I don't really think that when it comes to risk reward, just hold your spot. I think might be the smartest play for right now.
Spec just like shooting, but ooh. Ha. That was a smoke. Oh my god.
Oh, just running right through the SpaceX red team.
Spec had to be just shooting by sound and was getting knocks, snaking in the grass. J7, finally, they get a knock on J7, but Spec's going to be immediately over there. As well as Starlight. Starlight takes down Killer B. Hulk still up, but very low. Spec is knocked, but now here comes Zeo and Starlight on the push. They know Hulk is low and behind a tree, and that was a shotgun, but it was a Tommy gun. So yeah, that was just kind of interesting to watch. The player, I think it was J7, laying in the grass. You couldn't see anything, but he was shooting the play like he had to be going pure off his sound. Shooting grass and getting knocks. It's insane. No, I mean, you go by sound and the footstep in icons you see on your map and things like that. I mean, there's ways to tell where players are at even if you can't see them.
It's like you see these teams are getting knocked in rotation, like this Misfire team, you get knocked in rotation. They're rotating from one place in the zone to another place in the zone. I just don't understand why you're doing that, taking that risk.
Yeah, especially on a map like Sandhawk, where everything is so close and there's so
Yeah.
much like thick foliage and cover. Like, you know, you literally could run right up to a player and never see him until you're on top of him.
So I would just hold any compound I had from this. But you know what? They're not even out of they're out there. They went from a compound up in the field. If I was in this fight team, I would get into a compound and hold it. They need to have a good match, get some high points themselves on the first half of the scores, and nothing will do that than getting a top 10 or top 5 on here. But if you keep rotating, because they're almost dead in the center. I mean, they're not even like, it's not like they're like, you know, right on the edge. And now they've even got the zone again. So.
Sarge and Snuggles exchanging some shots. Look like no hits registered though. We got SpaceX finding sweats again. Looks like this time they may have opened things up with a knock, though. Oh, they finished off Starlight, too.
That's important. If you run into that sweats team, you gotta thirst as hard, quickly as you possibly can.
Yeah, you just gotta get that clip you can put on Twitter.
Yeah.
Be like, yo.
Exactly.
I killed a T1 player one time.
Hey, sign me. Sign me. Now, if you look at look at Misfire, they're shooting at the embassy while right next to them, OUTcast Alpha is not doing anything. They're just relaxing inside that compound. They're not even looking at the windows, just keeping themselves safe, holding this compound while Misfire is jumping around, going around in circles, looking around, making a spectacle of themselves. Even if they do get a knock at the embassy, they can't finish it because of the distance. I don't know. It just seems that it'd be in Misfire's best interest to just kind of buckle up and play quiet in case somebody else shows up.
Oh, is this more followers we got? Did you see when Baby cheered 100 bits and said Nick plus Pickford equals Nickford or something like that?
Oh, I like it.
I don't know if I go that far, but thank you for the bits, Goose. Appreciate
That's right,
it.
the Pickford show. And now because we lost so many teams, there's plenty of room in the zone. Something we thought we'd never say on Sandhawk, but there's plenty of room for teams to rotate into the zone if they don't want to take a fight. Even when it's kind of although now this next circle makes it a lot more difficult because most of the teams are in the south and they got to push up into areas where teams already are.
All right, SpaceX just breaking up that contact with Sweats, and they're going to get to zone, and they might have an opportunity to gatekeep. And then just for fun's going to have a huge opportunity to third party. J7's got to know he's coming up on some players here. He can feel it. Oh, and he just the quick eyes. I don't know, SpaceX letting him just run up and get the knock like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think they just don't know how to handle, like, the aggressive and, like, the speed that these players are pushing with. It does seem like they like these Tommy guns, though. That's like all I hear them shooting.
Especially down with in this area, you just want to like drop shot and not have to aim in to having the extra rounds.
You never have to, yeah. You don't have to worry about like running out of ammo when you got 50 on board.
Where I see that sometimes you see a little bit of issues when people have the vector where they kind of run out of rounds before the damage is done.
Yeah. Vector and Uzi are kind of rough like that.
Yeah.
My downfall with the Uzi is I'm so used to using like an AK or something and pre-firing. I do that with an Uzi and then it's empty, like in the blink of an eye.
Oh, Ligma just gets 2 kills on villains right off the bat. Just running in from the red. Or it could be running for the blue. They're down to 11 teams. Ooh, and he runs right. 4 P just chillaxing outside the zone, not even pushing in this resort. Now they're gonna finally push out.
Started with these shots. He's gonna get spotted here. He does get a knock though on Zeo, but then immediately he's taken down. And a freaking nade lands on him as soon as he's knocked. That's harsh.
And this Swiss team just killing everybody. They're only down to 2 players. What Dimbus is doing. Dimbus is either attack Forsaken or attack Sweats, but you can't be stuck in the center like that.
Yeah, that's going to be rough for them. And we're having such a good match too, and then just to get pinched like that.
Yeah, that's gonna do it, man. I don't think they're gonna make it out of here.
No, as J7 runs up with that Tommy gun, he's gonna make sure of it.
And now you got Forsaken Gaming. Looks like they're gonna get into with 2 members of the last members of Sweats.
Ooh, that nade, if that were cooked a little bit longer, you wouldn't have been able to jump away from it like that, but J7's still able to, well, he just is able to get a first aid kit off there and get his health back up.
Ooh, Payne doing damage for MP.
Oh, how come every time I'm spectating a player that ADS, it's like I'm under the ocean?
And not delusional for 10 T4P staying alive, getting to see those all places. Down to four teams left. And surprisingly enough, the top 14 would not be sweats.
Well, that's because they're not really trying.
Although they did have a ton of kills.
Nat Dello just wants to get to this rock. He's not gonna make it.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
He's like, let me get to this rock so I can heal. Alright, we got 3 teams left, just for fun. This is a Forsaken Red. And Mobile Warriors. Looks like a 2v2v3.
You are right, sir. I think any one of these teams can win this. Not everyone really seems to be in a better position.
Yeah, just for fun does have the extra player.
Yeah.
Waymax finds a nice fern to hide himself in. And here comes the blue. So Forsaken Red going to be crawling. Well, there goes just for fun's advantage, player advantage. Payne stands up and puts Mobile Warriors out in 3rd place. It's a 2v2. Peep is trying to get some eyes on. He's crawled way up. Oh, Jerry spots him. Gets the knock. Payne goes down. He's hitting nothing but that tree, I think. Like auto-aimed on the tree just for fun. They were able to hold on for that 1st place. Let's see, they had 7 kills. So, yeah, not like a, lobby stomping performance, but chicken dinner nonetheless. So congratulations to Just for Fun. Eldorado with 5 kills. Let's see, then we had Forsaken Red in 2nd place. They had 16 kills. That's what I'm talking about right there. They were hunting that match. 3 kills for Mobile Warriors in 3rd place. T for P in 4th. 4OM in 5th. The Sweaties in 6th. And yeah, well, they had 5, 12, 19 kills. So yeah, okay, we see. D3 in 7th. All right, let me go ahead and grab all these screenshots, and you'll have to fill us in on how Tequila Shots did that match. I know it was not as desired, to put it nicely.
They were in 18th place. They finished 18th, so not what they wanted. But they were in 1st place after 2 matches, so.
Is that like the consolation?
The question is how far they're going to fall.
Yeah, all right. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Going into this last match. How much do they have to make up?
A lot. All right, we'll be right back. right, we are back after match 3. Just before we jump back in with Tequila Shots, a big shout out to the sponsors of Scrim Season 2 here, HyperX and Mobile Gaming Core. Big shout out. And Bliss Esports as well, don't want to forget. Bliss did tons of work for us with the graphics and is still working hard, keeping the scores updated and everything running smooth in the background. So
That was an incredible job.
yeah, thanks a lot to all the support from those sponsors. Thanks a lot to you guys, the viewers. We need 7 more followers. I think we had some trolls unfollow.
So I
They're trying to
told you it was
ruin
gonna
by
happen.
night. Imagine.
Oh, they're gonna unfollow to get closer to 1,000, so they can try to be the 1,000th person.
Imagine being that toxic. All right, we're back. Speaking of toxic, we got Tryhard, Razik, and Broda.
Still the most untoxic people I know. And now, boys, we're coming down to it. It is the 4th match. Now, we didn't tell you after match 2, you guys were still in first place by 1 point, so even though you had that 13th place finish. But now, you kind of put together 2 turds in a row. Now you have that delicious, you're also going to make that like turd sandwich where the bread is delicious, but the meat is terrible. You have that first place, 13th, 17th. Now, you guys were in first place. You most likely fell out of first place, but you're probably going to be relatively close. So a really good match at the end can really get you guys right back in there. What do you guys? First of all, what happened in Sadok to get knocked out early?
We went to Normal Hill, and D3 never goes there, but they did do something back. And it kind of caught us off guard with that.
Yeah. So Tryhard didn't hear the play
Damn it,
until it was right
Tryhard.
on top of him. No. It happens. I mean,
No, hold on. He heard him. I know he heard him because he switched to a Vector right before they got in that fight. He
Yeah.
heard him. It was just like I've heard the audio. I've played a little bit since the update, but I've heard the audio is like the footstep sounds are different, so it might be harder to gauge how far away.
I think the
an
overall
enemy
game is quieter. Overall
It
game, I
is.
think, is quieter than it was before.
yeah.
Like my highest volume on my headphones is less now than it was before the update.
You guys did, because we watched that fight. You guys were excellent after your first player was knocked. The rest of you guys got there so fast. I thought the
Yeah.
immediate 911 response was spot on. What do you think was the factor in that fight though? Was it like a high ground, low ground type of thing, like cover versus not cover?
Well, yeah, that and I mean D3. I just it caught us off guard. I wasn't expecting them to push. I turned around to smoke Tryhard down by the rock, and I got knocked when I was smoking. I had Truny on the hill, way in the back, trying to keep them from coming down the hill, and we were just
Yeah.
caught in a really bad spot on the map. I mean, we
Then
only
I
had one
think-
rock for hard cover.
I think from our perspective too, once that smoke
Mhm.
billowed, they used that smoke. They jumped into the
Yeah,
smoke.
they did.
So
Yeah.
then, it was harder to get shots on them.
And I think it was hard for Truny to kind of keep that Overwatch being so low to the ground when they're coming down from the top of you. It's hard to kind of keep them at bay from distance when you're below them like that. If you had been above them, it'd been a little easier. But you guys kind of got yourself in a little bit of a pickle right off the bat. And it cost you that position. But, it is what it is. Those are all matches in the past. We're going into Erangel one more time. Match you guys won the first time. Now, as you go into this match, you guys pretty much how you finish this one match is gonna kind of decide if this is a good night or a bad night. Because if you guys go out and clap out again and get another first place, you're gonna be right back up in there, the top 3. But if you have another stumble, then you're gonna maybe fall into that double-digit finish, which obviously nobody in the top 3 wants to have. So, what's your
Yeah.
mindset going into this last Erangel match? You guys had so much success in the first match.
Well, this last match I talked about maybe sticking a little bit closer in our pairs. Other than that,
Mhm.
that was the only mistake really, other than bad positioning that I saw from last game. So going into this next match, I mean, it's still stated the basics.
Well, I think that with Erangel versus Sandhawk is you have a few more seconds to make decisions in Sandhawk where you turn around and we saw immediately. I think it was a Razik Tryhard who switched over to the Vector, and then they were right there, right in front of you, where maybe you have a few more seconds to make a decision on Erangel than you would in Sandhawk just because the map is larger. you don't have it's not so quickly if you guys to go from just thinking you're in a good position to when you guys are completely overrun, which maybe took like about 7 seconds by the time that whole fight ended out.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting them to full send like that. I mean, you don't get that much from teams.
Yeah. So staying a little bit closer. So obviously now this is just obviously one scrim. We've got another 3.5 weeks. How are you guys kind of staying, that not getting too high, not getting too low on any one match or any one scrim for that matter?
I mean, when we were doing so bad consistently, a couple, Dodger brought me into a VC and he's like, look, man, I don't want to see y'all do horrible this season because y'all are going really strong at the beginning. And he said, you need to go back to the basics. Whatever was working for you the first time, start doing it again. Like, okay, I got this.
That is true.
So I started going back to the basics. We started engaging less in fights. Maybe it's that we were top 3 and we got a little too, not cocky in situations, but we're taking some unnecessary fights.
Well, it's taking unnecessary fights. That's one thing that we were watching some of the teams in that Sandhawk match, and they were in zone, had a compound, and they were rotating to another compound in zone for whatever reason. I don't know, but they're going. And what I was saying was that I don't understand why teams are rotating. If you're pretty close to center zone, why are you moving? Just hold the compound down. The kills will come, but the risk of moving is a lot greater than any reward you get if you run into another team.
Especially in Sandhawk, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that and this happens a lot in PUBG. I don't know, because you see people will maybe because they're so used to playing classics, will have a compound in a scrim, a good compound in the zone, and they'll just have to rotate. They'll just have to move. They can't stay there. I don't know what the reason is, but it seems that a lot of teams just can't just defend their compound for 10 minutes, even if it's a really, really in a good position. And I think that you see the better teams like the OUTcast Alphas, the T4Ps, and you guys are able to, if you get a good spot, to hold it and know, okay, this is a good spot. We don't have to move. The kills will come if we're the last circle. How do you guys kind of build that that patience to know that even if we have to sit here for 5 or 10 minutes and get no action, that eventually this is a place we need to be?
I think it just came with all the experience we've had. I mean, we've all been in comp since I've been in comp since season 2. So
I just been noticing recently, and maybe when you go back and watch the VODs, is look at the teams that kind of just rotate out of compounds in the zone, and those are the teams that are ending up in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th place. The teams that are able to kind of hold their compounds and not get, I guess, fancy feet, want to move around, are the ones that are coming in 4th, 3rd, 2nd, stuff like that, match after match after match. Because it's so coincidence you see in the same few teams in the top 5 match event. You guys, T4P, SpaceX.
Yeah.
There's
definitely a strategy to it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Just the consistency, just playing it back over and over.
I think that's a skill that because the mentality in this game is like, okay, you have to be aggressive and get the kills, get the frags, but sometimes the best thing is to do nothing. The best action is no action. It's just to hold down and wait until until your advantage is gone. And then go and find another advantage in another place. But I think that's something that you guys have done very, very well over this season. And it's funny, like I said, we've seen you guys is able to just know when to move and when to just stay put. And I think a lot of the better teams have mastered that. And that's why they're doing so well this season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Because, I mean, you see, I think most of the kills you see are in rotations or trying to push in that 5th and 6th zone where it's so deadly.
Oh yeah, rotation is probably the highest risk of the game.
Now, when we talked to all the teams about that, one thing that I think is somewhat unique with these OUTcast scrims is when you will be in that 5th zone, there'll be 15 teams, and then by the time the 6th zone closes out, we're down to like 7 teams. And how are you when that happens? What you guys know that's happening? You guys plan for that like super onslaught that happens every single match? And if you do, how do you guys kind of deal with that?
Deal with the zone?
Well, it seems like that's in the 5th zone to 6th zone is a special time where a lot of teams just get fragged out very, very quickly, whether it's the blue zone or they're rushing in from the blue, or that they haven't. You guys try to establish like a location earlier so that you don't have to worry about moving in the later zones.
Yeah, so we try to push in there before those zones, and if we manage edging those zones, sometimes we might just kind of farm teams coming in instead of trying to push and die to a team that already has it. It's like it's different for every zone. It depends on where you are at the moment.
Well, good luck,
There is that
gents.
magic zone.
Yeah, good luck, gents. This is the last match. Hope you guys do well and finish tonight on top of the leaderboards.
Yeah, thank you, Pickford. Catch you later.
All right, good luck. So we have a kind of west plane path here. We're starting out up by Georgia Pole, heading down right over the center of military. Let's check out some scores real quick, and we'll jump back right into this match. So Sweats does take over the first place spot. Still just one chicken dinner. Look at the chicken dinners, how spread out. Like we have Just for Fun has a chicken dinner, but they're in 7th place.
That's crazy.
Forsaken Gaming in 2nd, Villains in 3rd, Tequila Shots drops all the way to 4th. Basically, you know, almost all of their points coming from their win in the first match. Then we had D3, SpaceX in 6th currently. I know that's not where they want to be either. So we'll have to see what these teams can do as we head into a wrangle for our last match of the night. And just a quick update, it does look like 994 followers right now.
Ooh, only 6 away, so close.
If we don't get this, and then on Friday, Duke gets to give away a charge play base and get 1,000 followers, it's going to be sad times. Duke doesn't even have follower alerts on his stream, and it's going to be 1,000, and no one will even know. But Solo,
you can't let this happen.
With the most recent follow, thank you for that. Goose gifted a tier 1 sub to Snuggles, and we had Ayatomiza and Boss OG also with follows. So thank you for all of the support tonight. Look at Gatka. What is going on? New Hampshire. Oh, well, that was just Hulk was all by himself. Oh, the rest of his team was already dead. The rest of his team was one player. Okay.
We also have 4OM versus Misfire right off the bat. I don't even know how much loot these guys can even have right now.
I'm not even touching anywhere near that part. Why? Oh my God.
And now they just exchange and drops now.
Jeez. Took forever to connect there. Wow. We got Sweats down in Primorsk. I think they were looking for a team that they thought they could take out pretty easily. That's a little bit.
I love that this 4OM AF NAF is no weapon. Is just hiding behind this rock. Just so quiet. That's not making a move.
Is there a rock here? Game, could you show me? Oh yeah, there is a rock. Wow.
And Misfire's right in front of him. The rest of Chemo Boy and Mafia are over there trying to loot up, but can't really do any support, and he's just there by himself. Just you know, that just it takes a little bit of and now Misfire is taking off, so AFNAF, good kudos on him to just stay quiet, keep his mouth closed, and just stay there until let Misfire. Though it did cost him one of their players.
He's got the
cojones.
cojones.
2 of their players, yeah.
Yeah, Luigi drove straight into 10 HP territory. SpaceX down in Novo. Is that a normal place they drop? That doesn't seem...
No, I mean, they have, but not routinely. Metaphor does kind of drop military, but Novo, they have dropped there, but it's not, I would not say it's a routine spot. Like you'd say, like,
well, Metaphor is at military, but SpaceX is at Novo.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay,
Bravo, Ferry Pier,
just goes from
Autobots, Quarry, where we would expect. Well, they're trying to smoke out to the middle of nowhere to get Black Kenobi picked up, but Dova gonna say no, 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 no revives will be happening out here. All right, that 10 HP. Was that misfire? Yeah, 10 HP and misfire are getting into it a little bit now. But
10 HP
Luigi's
is-
knocked. Ligma has a
Yeah,
grenade or something come in, but he's able to escape that.
It looks like Monty. I don't know if it's gonna be best for him just to get out of dodge or I don't think he really can do much for Ligma. I think it's better for him to try to exit right now because Ligma's knocked. Yeah, Monty's now. So now that Ligma's knocked, Monty's gonna go and loot this building. I don't know if they know he's over there. They throw grenades, but can he get out of there in time before the rest of 10 HP pushes over there and takes him out?
Wasn't be that worried. You'd rather have the loot.
I guess so, because here they all come. So the time that he had to get the heck out of Dodge is now gone.
He looks pretty motivated here.
Or you just stand there and just
Okay. It was like the first play Ecuador ran right past him. Still 0 clips too, so I'm gonna have nothing to play for pregame next week. Or C-Dub's gonna have to go back and watch the entire VOD to make clips. It's not a fun job.
no.
Although you can watch the VOD in like 2x speed. Not that that makes it that much better. It just doesn't take quite as long. Watching the VOD in 2x speed, that's how I feel when I'm playing TDMs and like the players on the other team are literally like they're moving in fast forward.
Yes.
It's like
yes.
you shouldn't be
I
able to
don't know why I
strafe
like
back and forth like
that fast. Or
you're
why
literally
I always
teleporting
lose-
back and forth. Come on.
I lose every battle like 95 to 100. Like I'll go and I'll get them down to like 95 5 HP and they'll kill me.
Yeah.
Then by the time I get back here, they've already healed back and then I'll do the same thing over and over again.
That's rough. Eventually, you should break their armor if they don't just keep going and picking
Yeah, so
up the new
I end up
vest.
losing like 10 to 1. But
Well,
that's my own
rough.
problem. I've never said I was very good at this game. I know how to play it. I just don't know how to. My knowledge versus action are not equal. Plenty of room in this West Coast circle.
You know, the strafing in TDMs is like one thing. Whatever, you can deal with that. It's the sliding. That's the thing that really irritates me in TDMs. Like literally, you could be like not moving, and then you hit slide, and you're going 10 times faster than a player can run. It's like, how?
I prefer. I think gun game is a better like kind of demonstration of how the
The library thing, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to kind of there's more room. There is that TDM kind of aspect, but there's still more. I think running around, angling.
Well, that's where
Plus, there's so
I
many
used to
different
play,
weapons.
like the Ruins arena map. I like that more than the warehouse one. I just don't
Me
like
too.
like the weirdness of the spawns. It's not as bad now since they fixed how spawn protection works, but that used to be like so frustrating when you have 2 or 3 people spawn right in front of you, and it's like you can't do anything because they have spawn protection for 5 seconds. You know, like it takes 0.5 of a second to kill you, and they have 5 seconds of invulnerability.
Exactly.
10 HP right in the center of the red zone. Are they outside? Oh yeah.
Well,
It's like Goldie's like, yeah, I'm going inside. Let me hide in this shack. Please don't bomb me.
I mean, we couldn't be any more in the center of this zone. That doesn't look very good for us.
Wow, that is a this is a bush Wookiee if I've ever seen one. Wow, look at these guys. Pro players. Grape Juice with the follow. Darth Odin cheered 200 more bits. Darth Odin leading the bit train.
And this is like I was talking about, like some of those teams that were more active earlier. Is that, you don't have to. A lot of teams they're holding down. They're was OUTcast Alpha just for fun, 10 HP. SpaceX, they're holding down where they're at.
Five more follows. Can we do it before 20 more teams are eliminated?
I hope so. I want to believe we can.
Quick. Share the tweet. Do it. J7 snake mode engaged.
That was the time to throw that next grenade. But
oh, the grenade bounced off the. Oh, that grenade was so close to being OP. Oh, oh!
Oh!
But they're gonna heal up, and it's gonna be like the grenade never happened.
I know. I think this is the end of Bennett 4.
Who's shooting from over here? We got Autobots coming in for the third party.
Can they get there in time, though? I think they're too far away. They're going to have to stop.
BBC does get the knock on Starlight, but he's super low. J7. BBC able to escape. He needs to get somewhere and heal, if he has a heal.
Ooh.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if he didn't have any heals or didn't think he could get away far enough to actually get one off. That's where.
See, right now it'd have been Autobots' best interest to rush that.
I mean, it is 2x loot. Like, assuming he had a heal in like a Molotov, he should have mollied that doorway. Like, ran out of it like he did. He got here to this wall. And then I think he was afraid he was going to get pushed. Like, if he had a molly or a grenade and he could have, like, held him up at that doorway and pushed back a little bit more. But, I don't know what he had for loot. I'm sure he played it to the absolute best of his ability. It's really rough if, he's getting pushed by 3 or 4 people at the same time. It's one of those things that's like easy to say, but like not easy to do.
Yeah,
actually pull off.
When you see it like up above, like when you're not in it, it seems like, oh, this is very easy. But then when you're in it, you're like, where's everybody? I don't know. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
The real devil. No, the real devil with the follow. This is the real devil, not the that fake.
That's a fake.
Not the fake.
Like the real Pickford.
That's right.
Oh, and Ray just gets knocked from about a mile away. And obviously they're gonna push this. They're gonna push the Autobots right now. So not only are the Autobots gonna lose their better position, now they're getting pushed themselves. And they just destroy the Autobots team. Just run right through them.
Yeah, literally with the UAS. Just.
I mean, the thing is that if they had pushed when they had the chance at the beginning, they could have had, but they just waited, allowed them to get healed up, and they just stood out and pushed them. and took them completely out.
Now, if you go back to that grenade that had those 2 players like below 10 HP, like that was such a pivotal point in this match right here. I'm gonna say for probably the rest of the match, assuming that the Sweats team is gonna continue to just kind of push through teams. They were so close to losing, 2 players, which would have made this whole match look completely different.
You are right. Now, the absolute best case scenario, even if Sweats wins tonight, the best that they can possibly do is get to 13th place. I mean, which is still pretty good for only being in 2 matches, but
yeah, one thing. I mean, I do have to say, they did win Monday, right? And Monday was FPP, which I don't know how much those players play FPP. I would imagine not a whole lot. So to come in and play FPP and win the 4-match event is, it goes to show the caliber of the players that you're looking at there. I'll tell you what, Forsaken Gaming has been extremely quiet all night. And now they're just playing with 3 players. I think Orphan had some intel on where 4OM is. He's going for the extreme flank. Oh, he misses all the shots on Chemo. Oh no, Orphan. Oh no. He had them all like standing right in front of him in the open. Now he's gonna get paid a visit. Not a friendly, not a friendly one either. SpaceX is having some issues with tequila shots as they ran over Junie. They just drove on though, so revive should be pretty easy.
Pushing in. Still a huge red zone over the Pachinki area.
Just for fun, getting shot at from OUTcast Alpha and SpaceX right now. Waymax escapes, at least for the time being. Oh, now he's getting shots. And they get him. Giuliani gets him. Blowing up that UAS. Still one of the most effective ways to take out players. That'd be an interesting thing. It would take a lot to actually put that together. But to see the percentage of players killed in vehicle explosions. The real Devil with 2 E's, but you typed like 5 E's. Is it 2 E's or 5 E's? I don't think he even knows his own name. He says 2 E's, but he typed 5. But his username does have 2, to be fair.
Was he, what, 996?
What?
Was he a follower?
Yes. What? Irene Shell making it
997.
997. Twitter works. Look at that. I literally just commented on my own tweet, and like mere seconds later, the queen herself, Irene Shell, with the follow. Thank you. Welcome.
See if I get anybody. Hold on.
Welcome to OUTcast Media in the HyperX Scrim Season 2. We're wrapping up the last match here. I say wrapping up, we still have 15 teams left. Looks like Sweats is splitting a bit. They put J7 in spec center, and then Zeo and Starlight zone. So they're like, or on edge. So they're like, hey, should we edge or go center? I don't know. Let's do both. Cool. Sounds like a plan. D3, man, they're stuck between Tequila Shots, Men of 4, SpaceX. Villains was there, but they drove off. Let's catch up with Trick. Trick's been quiet. I'm expecting him to, you know, show us something here. He's got Dodger in his sights. Dodger pinned up in the corner, though.
Down to 14 teams with 47 players. Getting tight, but still some north, not in the south or west.
Trick landing some shots on Villains, just not enough. Not enough for a knock. I mean, it barely did any damage. I didn't see anything in the patch notes, but it does seem like the 5.56 ARs just are not punching the way that they used to, doesn't it? Have you played enough to? I've played probably more TDMs than anything, and I mean, literally, it's like you get 9 to 10 hits on a guy with an AUG or something, and it's like, bro, how are you not dead? Like.
No, now it's clapping off.
Yeah, Trick is now completely engulfed with Men of 4 black. He's got to be careful because he still has Villains and SpaceX now to his west. Now Aurora rolls up into the mix. Sweat's handling D3 right now.
Counting everybody.
Well, J7 does get knocked though. And Card goes in for the thirst. Of course he would. Dark.
Nice, I would.
Dark. There you go. You got yourself a kill there. A juicy kill. Now we got a full send push here on the staircase. Come on, Spec. I was trying to get a third-person view of that from your shoulder.
Of course, Sweat's in the center of the zone.
Of course.
Taking out the embassy.
They only have 15 kills, so you know.
That's it. Yeah.
Okabu gets a knock on Delu. That's class right there. That's classic. Because they're friends, right? So it's funny. Somebody has 25 tickets, and yeah, there's 81 tickets out from 27. Only 27 people entered. At one point, we had like 80 viewers, and only 27 people.
They all get a free. They get a free. Ticket
There's a
every time
free
they lose.
entry. Just exclamation point ticket. You get a free entry. Oh well. That just
Costs you nothing.
gives 27 other people a better odds.
There you go. They got 2 of Sweat's knocked.
Yeah, 10 HP is in that fight with them right now.
There they go. They finish off Poppy Zio. But they are going to be able to pick up Spec.
Spec, oh my god. I think every time I look at Spec, he's like below 10 HP. Like, but, you know, he finishes off the guy and he heals it up, so it's good. Magic Fiesta, you cannot buy 1 gazillion tickets, I'm sorry.
1 gazillion?
That's a lot of zeros.
Oh,
I'm not gonna.
Starlight does go down. Now Starlight's only up left now with Spec.
Yeah, Starlight was flirting with the blue a lot there. Spec is going to go out.
Knocked out in 7th, but with 18 kills, so Jesus. That's a lot of points.
Gold gets taken out. Trick is up. He's reviving Jonica right now. We got 6 teams left. Outcast Bravo, Tequila Shots, SpaceX, Villains, Forsaken Gaming, and Mobile Warriors. A lot of really good teams still left up in this one.
Yes. Try hard.
They get the knockback on. Jonica knocked again.
Trying to stay alive.
Trick again with the revive. Oh, and he's gonna get taken down by Villains. I was gonna say that had to be a different angle.
Five teams.
Okay.
Oh, Tryhard is in the blue. He's got to move it. He's far. He's
I think we're at 998 followers, so I'm expecting. Why am I expecting somebody to unfollow? I don't know.
Did they say Pickford sent me?
Yeah. Well, he said, "Let's go Pickford."
Who was it?
AK Knock. I'm trying to read this. Nocturnal. Okay, I can read.
I didn't say some Pickford sent you.
Yeah, well, he said Pickford. Let's go Pickford.
He's a piece of shit.
And he bought a ticket, so he knows.
Good luck.
Up.
I hope you win now.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I think we should just give a pack of Klessox. Well, no, I'm not going to say that.
1,000?
Yeah, because then we're going to have a bunch of people unfollow so that they can try to be forget it. Forget I said that.
Try hard. Try to get to the zone.
What about if we get to 1,000 followers tonight? We give away 2 packs of Klessox. I could probably.
I'm not in charge of the cloud socks. So I don't have that kind of yank around here.
I could make something like that happen. I got
Klessox
for days. I got stock in Klessox over here.
Okay. You can say if you get to 1,000, we're gonna give away 2 sets of Klessox.
Yeah, and if need be, I will supply the second package. I don't think I would. I'm sure MGC would help out with that. But
you guys, let's get on it there, chat. If you haven't hit that follow
and buy a ticket
for free.
Well, yeah, buy a ticket.
Give yourself a ticket for free.
Yeah, collect a ticket. It's free. If you've been watching for a while, you've got
Ton of
brownie
points.
points, you can buy more tickets. SpaceX versus Mobile Warriors. Mobile Warriors way up on the hill. Go-to's knocked. This is... I'm not sure.
The Mobile Warriors, I mean, getting a victory would be huge. They're currently 16th overall. So not a team we normally see up winning a match. If they could win this match, that'd be great for them.
This is rough for SpaceX with the blue. Oh my god. Oh, it's stressful. Do they drive the vehicle up just enough? Oh, these grenades bouncing down. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's like artillery barrage. They're throwing smokes up the hill, and Mobile Warriors are throwing hand grenades down the hill. Oh no, that molly is very detrimental to their health. Ouch.
Such a good molly. I wouldn't mind seeing these guys win it. I mean, when the underdogs come through, and they're playing so well right now. Getting over in that flanking position, getting down in case they come out of the zone.
Oh no, the smokes are dissipating. Drago. Oh, Mobile Warriors pulled it out. Drago did all he could. They blew up the vehicle. They blew up the vehicle that knocked Drago down below one shot, right? And then, yeah.
Let's go. Congratulations.
Good effort there from SpaceX, but Mobile Warriors going to clutch the final chicken dinner of the night with 8 kills.
To those guys.
SpaceX comes in second. Hopefully, they're proud of that performance. I know they've had some ups and downs here recently, but second place with 11 kills. Nothing to, be disappointed in. I'm glad to see Tequila Shots coming back and getting third place here after a couple rough matches in the middle. OUTcast Bravo does come in fourth. Snuggles with 4 kills. Good performance there. Villains, let's see, they're in fifth. We get another follow. I might have to actually go look at Twitch and see like the official counter. Not the Stream Elements one. Forsaken Gaming in 6. I mean, better than what we've have been seeing, but still not up to their full potential, I don't believe. I don't know what's going on with them right now. They only had 3 players in this match, 4 kills in 6th place. And then we had Sweats coming in 7th, Spec with 10 kills. And then the rest of the team had another 8 combined, so 18 total. That's just insanity. That's just insanity right there. We'll go ahead and get these screenshots and
see how the scores end up. It looks like probably Sweat probably did win it, but it should be a lot closer when it comes on to the end of it, though. With their 7th place, they did get a metric shit ton of kills.
Yeah, I mean that's the amount of kills that when you say, placement matters more than kills, which is true. But when you start getting 18 kills, that makes up for several placements.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
We'll be back right after this with the wrap-up. Final scores, we'll give some stuff away. I think we need one more follow. So someone go find someone else to follow, and then we can give away 2 packages of Claw Socks. C-Dub, if you're hearing this, yes, that's what we're doing. Deal with it. All right, we are back after some exciting words from our sponsors, Mobile Gaming Core and HyperX, and obviously Bliss Esports as well. Man, what a night. We had such a tremendous amount of action in every match. Yeah, you've said it several times, and it is true. Like, the amount of teams that we end up with trying to cram into the 4th and 5th zone really makes for some exciting PUBG Mobile to watch.
Yes, it does. I mean, I still say I watch a lot of scrims. I still think that this is, from start to finish over 4 matches, some of the best scrims we see. Yes, we saw dominant teams dominate. We saw underdog teams come in and clutch, and we see everything else. There's a little bit of everything for everybody in these scrims.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and that's the thing. I think we've said it in Season 1, and it's true here in Season 2 as well. Like, and I think more so here in Season 2. There isn't a team that, you get a knock or whatever, you get the information from the kill feed, and you're like, oh, it's just them, like, whatever, let's, like, go push them off of, one knock or whatever. There isn't any team, I don't think, in here that isn't skilled enough to take on any other team. Now, obviously, we do have better teams and teams that maybe aren't quite as good yet, but there isn't just like, the easy kill teams anymore.
The way I term it is each team is going to get a pound of flesh. It wasn't like maybe like in Season 1 where you could go through a team knowing that you weren't going to lose a player. I don't think that there's any team in here that if you battle them early, you're going to lose a player. You might beat them 3-4, but you're probably going to lose 1 player. And you got to figure that out. Is it worth getting 3 kills in the first circle knowing that I'm going to lose 1 player? So I think that's kind of a mindset that teams like Tequila Shots and stuff like that have to factor in. And with that said, you got a team that's currently 16th overall in the standings, Mobile Warriors, coming in and getting a win in their last match. So even if a team isn't
that goes
the top of the stats,
yeah, they can
come in there and put together a great match.
That is the proof, right? You have a team that's in 16th place, and they win the last match of the night against a team that for the first half of the season was in first place, and up until tonight was in second place. We'll have to see.
And I think that every team we see the top 20 can put it together in one match and win one of these scrims. I don't think that is a possibility for any team in the top 20 right now.
I don't know what just happened with the delay catching up, but we just had 3 follows like boom, boom, boom. So
yeah, we hit it.
Yeah, we're 1,000 followers.
Is,
I was just gonna say, you know what? We're not gonna hit it, and I get to keep all my claw socks, and I'm fine with that. But now it looks like I might have to donate a package.
What happened was right when we finished the match, I went in and made sure I was following, because that would be terrible if I wasn't following. And right when I went in there was the part where you said we're gonna add your own thing of claw socks. I forgot to 1,000, so. Maybe that's what tipped us over the edge.
Okay, see, this is the thing that's weird for me, from a streaming perspective, is like, if you put 5 cents out there, right, all of a sudden people get super, super excited. Because you see a lot of people, doing like, cash customs for like $1, for like, what, 60 UC or something, and it's like, that's like 50 cents, like. But
they
it's
don't
something.
know what that means. They say, come in here and win 100 UC per match. And you're like, 100 UC per match?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you don't know the conversion. It's like, come be a Turkish millionaire. You can win a Turkish drachma. Or, when it was like in the 80s, it was really bad. It would be $12.50 to have for now you can be like a Nigerian millionaire.
I don't know if it was Steph, GLS Danner, or Wadu. One of those 3. I'm going to have to say it was GLS Danner was the 1,000th follower, because we're sitting at 1,001 right now, and the last follower was Wadu. So Wadu thought he was 1,000, but I think he was 1,001, which is a very special. A very special.
I hope they all cashed in their free ticket in one of those 3 people, or one of those that just came in at the last second and wins one of the claw socks.
I'm more upset about the fact that Wadu wasn't already following. Wadu, you're off the team.
Damn,
You're
CEO
fired. I gotta
has
fix
spoken.
this.
And again, the man, I tell you what, the guy who is pretty damn hard worker, the guy, I'm sorry, C-Dub, but you post about clips makes me laugh. Like literally, when people say LOL, literally, when I read your clips about how you don't have any clips and how bad it gets you, literally makes me laugh when I read it, and I read it back, and it makes me giggle. You get so mad about I don't know what to do. I can't get any clips. So please, if I know a lot of you guys record your gameplay, if you record your and you put it on Instagram, you put all this stuff, just send the link to CDAB. Just send us, or just put the link in the OUTcast Discord, because I know at least a few of the guys in Misfire have. They all have their own Instagram accounts. They're always making fancy dancy music videos of their highlights. So if you're doing that, just send them the link, and maybe they go in there and pull something that it gets you some credit and get you some views.
Over the last week, when we were trying to collect clips for the mid-season show, I said just submit a clip of season 1 or season 2, and then I actually went and unlocked a lot of the YouTube videos, like because of some of the VODs that expired on Twitch, and said you get an entry for basically each clip, thinking I was going to get 20 plus clips, and I put up my own money for claw socks for it. I think I ended up paying a little over $2 a clip because we got 7 entries. Charge one that, by the way.
Those are pretty expensive clips.
Yeah, they are.
And they were super high quality clips too. So tonight, man, some people want claw socks. So is it okay if we give away 2 pairs? If I have to, I think we'll be fine doing that. But like, if I need to throw one in, I'll throw it in myself. But we have 185 tickets for claw socks tonight.
And we got over 1,000, so we've been.
And we hit 1,000 followers, so. I think C-Dub was aware of that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm definitely saw that we made it. I was typing it in wherever I could find. Less than 1 minute. There we go. Just in a little bit. 1 minute. Yeah, that makes sense. Had to send something in chat real quick.
Less than 1 minute. Yeah.
Less than 1 minute. That is
get your free. If you're not putting in your free ticket, then I mean, what are you doing?
I better put in a free ticket, so then maybe I'll just win them.
There you go.
That'd be funny.
Yeah,
let me win.
Be the way to go.
Let me win the one that I'm giving away.
All right.
I'll save me on shipping.
All right, closing it down. Snow with a 20. Now Snow did have like 20.
That was a lot. They had 24% of the tickets, and there was 100 and something tickets.
And there was 80 something. I know that Snow had 25 in at least.
Well, there you go. Hey, if you want claw socks, that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is you could just go to mgcgaming.com and you can buy them. And then when you check out, you can put in this code, NICK, and then you can get 10% off. I mean, that's the other way you can get them too.
Speaking of getting claw socks, before I get bombarded with messages, because I know we said that, close to the end of the first half of the season, we'd be sending out claw socks. The way they decided to do that, and by they I mean Mobile Gaming Corps, is they're going to send you gift certificates via your email. You guys know I was collecting all y'all's email. So that way you can actually choose if you want claw socks or if you want to use that towards some of the other great products that they have. We think that was a pretty stand-up thing of them. That gift certificate will also cover shipping, so you won't be out anything.
Cool.
Which works out perfect. We really appreciated that from Chris over at Mobile Gaming Corps.
Yeah, so like if you already have claw socks, they have other charging cables and phone cases.
Plus, if you have Apple product, they have so many Apple product items.
Yeah, and the other thing too, like I mean, claw socks, the ones that they have now, the V2 ones, those the most durable claw socks I've ever seen or used, and I've used a dozen different ones. But eventually, especially with as much as a lot of these gamers play, like they do wear out. So having like extra sets or extra packages like aren't bad.
Snow just posted. Mine are loose as fuck, so they've lost their sensitivity. I need new ones. So
Yeah.
well, there you go, buddy.
Don't we have to pick a second winner?
Yeah, we're just chilling.
We're
I would guess, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong like once before, but I would guess that the ones that they have that are loose are not the Claw Sock V2s. Probably not even the Claw Sock V1s because
he probably made them himself out of socks.
His grandma knit them for him with some crochet hooks.
Socks and some rubber bands.
Socks and rubber bands. That's one way to do it.
That's how he made his own. Now he's got some fancy made with real silver.
Made with real silver. That's the key.
That is the key. So let's see. I want to know who's going to win the second one. Me? Nope, because I didn't enter.
Good.
All the talk about how you got to use your free ticket, and then you don't even use your free ticket.
I don't watch the stream.
Well, that's why you have to use your free ticket because you don't have brownie points to
that's a good point.
Accumulate anymore. Poseidon, you noob. Oh no, wait, Poseidon.
And Poseidon is literally
better.
Entering tickets. You don't have to enter any more tickets, Poseidon, you noob. You don't.
He's still entering tickets even though he already won.
Gaming.
All right, so Poseidon and Snow, make sure you get in contact with C-Dub, and I guess C-Dub, you can let me know if you need one of my packages of claw socks.
Right, I'll hit them up morning. Do what if they're good with it. I imagine they will be.
Yeah.
Hey, I know who we can raid.
Tell them it was because we got 1,000 followers.
No.
Do we have do we have scores to look at?
Yeah, they're updated.
The only time I don't get a DM saying scores are updated. All right, cool. Well, let's take a look at the scores and then stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We will be going out on a raid. I'll tell you, whoever we raid, if you guys just like hammer their chat with emotes for like 30 seconds at least, like it'll make their night.
If you do the best one, the best stream besides this one.
Wow.
Close.
This is like I'm surprised. Not that Sweats won. Okay. 111 points. They didn't dominate like the what would be dominating 130 points or
130
something.
Points.
But I mean, you have to consider they only had one player in match one. So I mean, we have to give that to them. 52 kills was, you can see how they were playing. What surprised me on this is SpaceX ending up in second. No chicken dinners, just kind of consistent top 10 finishes and, getting some kills here and there. So 21 kills and they end up in second place.
Just for fun, got a win and they ended up in 10th place.
Yeah, well, they only had 11 kills the entire night.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at a team like Thirst for Points, they had 10 kills the entire night. That was shocking too. I noticed Samson wasn't playing tonight, so I don't know what's going on with their roster. If people have lives, 3 nights a week is a lot for this scrim plus all the other ones they're doing. So I'm sure they'll be back on Friday. But anything else worth mentioning here? Tequila Shots, who we talked to tonight in our in-depth interviews, ends up in 4th place.
End up in 4th place, so they end up kind of that last match kind of rescues them. They do have 2 bad matches, but by staying with it, get that victory and then a nice finish in the end. Even though they had a 13th and a 17th place, still able to get a top 5 finish overall. So it's not exactly what they wanted with being in 4th, but still it could have been a lot worse after those 2 matches they had. Able to kind of clutch and save the night by getting at least the top 5.
Yeah, and that's one thing from this season, going to 4 matches per night instead of the 3 matches that we did Mondays and Wednesdays in season 1. It does give that extra opportunity to kind of redeem yourself, and that really worked out well for Tequila Shots tonight. All right, let's look at page 2 real quick. Nothing else to go over there on page 1. Outcast Alpha, just, I don't know what happened to them. They fell off hard.
Yeah, with only 2 points, so that's going to affect them.
15th. Yeah, well, we can't say much else looking at Misfire in 16th, right? Forsaken Gaming would be
pretty much
maybe the shocker of this. Like, they had a bad night Monday, and they followed it up with a almost just as bad night here on Wednesday.
The team that was in 3rd place before tonight.
If you're looking for a team to interview, maybe I know Trick is usually not shy to come in and talk. Maybe that'd be
I'll give you the answer why. At least on the first round, they're playing way too cocky. Like we were rotating, and this is round 1, and Trick, I guess, crossed paths with us. Instead of like minding his own business, he tried to park his buggy, jump out, and shoot at all of us. Like it just in the middle of the open, like trying to take fights in bad positions. One of my players got him, and then as a result, the rest of his team was in a bad position in other vehicles, and just they lost the fight.
Yeah,
like,
that was
can't be taking dumb fights. Like
that was one match, not 8 matches. I mean, it seems like there might be something else going on with the communication or something. Like, I mean, there's got to be.
That could be systemic to the overall issue, though. Just overly confident in their fighting ability. Like we said, they didn't run across Outcast Alpha, but no matter who you run into, if you pull a move like that, you're gonna get killed.
Right. Yeah. You can't do that
whatever
on
gun skill you have. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that on any of the teams that are playing regularly in these. But I didn't see that happening like every match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was one match, and that was one. Well, whatever.
Did they have? I don't think they had Jordan tonight too either, so that could be a factor.
That's what I'm saying. Is they were only running with 3 people, so, yeah. Anyway,
Well,
that was my surprise there on page 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Anything else to talk about here?
Stick around for the raid.
Stick around for the raid. Come back Friday, where Duke gets to give away another really nice HyperX product, the Charge Play Base. Or don't come. Don't buy tickets, because that'll increase my chances to win that. That would be fine. And yeah, thanks for the 1,000 followers. You guys are the best. The viewers really make this stream what it is. We thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you out in the Discord land, the Twitter land, and definitely in chat Friday. So with that, stick around for the raid. We'll see you later.